Futures back in positive territory this morning after the bounce back day we saw yesterday, looking to extend this rally, possibly heading into the weekend as the S&P 500 also looks to avoid bear market territory. The NASDAQ managed to actually close in positive territory ever so slightly, the index that is, 0.1% yesterday. The S&P 500 and the Dow basically unchanged when all was said and done. What a volatile session we had, though, back and forth initially to the upside. We came all the way back down, end of the day, basically unchanged. So much to discuss this morning, including Twitter shares, obviously. Elon being Elon again on Twitter this morning, maybe just negotiating a better price. We'll talk about, obviously, this movement this morning for Twitter. Tesla catching a bit as well on this note. Affirm out with better than expected earnings, so Affirm higher, Coinbase higher as well. And hey, Sam Bankman-Fried now owns 7+% of Robinhood as well. So lots to the upside so far this morning. It's Friday, May 13th. Hey, it's Friday the 13th. What could happen? 2022. TraderTV.live starts now. There we go. Look at, nicely positive right across the board this morning. 1.37 for the S&P there. The Dow up a full percent. The NASDAQ leading. Lots of tech strength early on so far. Bottom end of the board there. Big moves back to the upside for Bitcoin and Ethereum. Back above 30,000 for BTC. Ethereum rallying as well as we get over that hump from yesterday, hopefully anyways. What a day. Setting up here. Good morning, guys. Friday. Yeah, it's Friday the 13th. Sean's riding his bull already.
Hey, come on, Brendan.
The Bulls are here. Okay,
No one's even thinking about it.
Interesting stat. On Friday the 13th, the markets have gone up an average of 57%.
That's it.
Right? As opposed to 52% every other day.
It's not bad.
Hit it again.
We'll take it.
Let's go.
Well, you know, though, just the nerd in me has to say this, though. You need to actually know what the difference is between every other day and a regular Friday. Because it's possible Fridays are just good in general. I have no idea if that's true.
Yeah. No,
that's what the nerd is.
I didn't even realize it was Friday the 13th, and I just
Brendan.
Googled it. So, there's some stats here about it. So it's not as scary as you think. Historically, stocks have risen around 50%, 57% of the time on Friday the 13th versus 52% of the time for any random trading day. So if today you're just a trading monkey, go long, and you should be able to be fine.
But we're one side of the key.
We're getting ready to go long anyways, man. I mean, this market we talked about yesterday. I talked about dollar cost averaging, getting into some of these plays. Didn't buy anything yesterday. So I think what's going to happen is FOMO today. Everybody comes in, sees the NASDAQ up 2%. They think all is well. And I feel like there's going to be a big rally into the open here. No idea what's going to happen after that. You're already up that 2%. I think it's been absolutely fantastic. I spoke yesterday in the closing show about a possible swing trade long. I see Mike, I see a few of you other guys in there that talked about, swinging long with it. And I just gotta say congratulations, man. A lot of stocks up nicely today. Facebook up 1.5. I mean, you gain some of those reports out of there from Affirm. You see how that's just going absolutely crazy. AMD's rip was such a telltale sign yesterday into the close, man. And now today you're up AMD, up another 3%. This is, I just feel like either, I mean, there's one of two things going to happen. I don't think today's a day that we stand still. You know, I feel like you're going to hit a move off the open to the upside, then hopefully fade down a little bit, and that's where the sticky note, I've got it locked and loaded. I've got double the sticky notes today ready to go here. So we're locked, loaded, and, only into AMC, but I like AMC already, up 7 cents.
Actually, after a back and forth with Arun, I finally got him to say that we got a chance to break out today. Because every time I was like, this, everyone was like, but this overhead resistance on this stock, and the channel's really 20 points higher on the futures that you got to break. And then eventually he said, upside is that the market has strength and there hasn't been enough sell side resistance to turn it. So for the time being, he says we can go up. But I've been watching UVXY all day long, and all week long, I should say, or last few weeks. And we, as we speak, we're breaking it, baby. That 17, which has been the floor, it looks like we're trying to churn through that. We're through that bottom. This is what wasn't able to happen, right? If you get that follow through, And Arun also reminded me of this level down at 16 being there. But you chew through that and can head down toward this bottom. I think you get the first leg handled and the market has a chance to rally. So Friday the 13th, who cares? The only thing bad that's happening, well, it already happened. But it's more exciting if the Leafs win in Game 7 anyways, right? Like there's
No.
I'm trying to put a positive spin on it, man. What do you want me to? I'm trying. That's the best I could do.
My kid was awake till 11 o'clock. He was ready to bang the pans and pots and everything, pots and pans outside there. And then we had a 1-goal lead heading 13 minutes left there. And then they scored, and then the rest is history. But yeah, let's look at the bright side here. Hopefully on Saturday, Saturday night hockey in Toronto, the weather's going to be absolutely beautiful. There's going to be riots in the streets. Let's just hope we can win. But honestly, I don't know, man. This is the devil, the past devils and boogeyman that's in Toronto Maple Leafs closets. Hopefully does not come out. But I heard Austin Matthews say this is a new day, and he's ready to rock and roll.
He's confident, man. He's confident.
Yeah, we're all confident. I just hope that Vasilevsky, he's the best goaltender in the world. I really hope that he doesn't stand on his head. But let's see. We can sneak a couple past him. It's a trading show, but we love our hockey around here. So go Leafs, go. And congratulations, I guess, to the Heat advanced last night. I guess Dallas beat the Suns, so that didn't happen. And then what else? I think that's it. I don't think there was any other handshakes in the NHL. Boston, Carolina going to 7 as well. So,
yeah, it should be a good weekend for sure. They'll be home, so there's that. Before we go any further, let's bring in Miss V as well. Good morning.
Good morning, team. Happy Trading Friday to you all. I wish you a great, profitable day. Please like this video and let's get it started, Brendan.
Yeah, lots to discuss here as we head towards the open. On a Friday, if you're just joining. Good morning, guys. Here we go. This was the big note this morning. Elon taking to Twitter, suggesting that this deal is, quote unquote, temporarily on hold until maybe he gets a lower price, fake accounts or not.
Well, that's the thing. It's per review that the fake accounts and bots are not the 5% that is closed recently. And if you sort of read between the lines and him saying he's still committed to the deal, you get the sense that, well, you didn't say what number you're committed to, and if you're going to nitpick about something like that, it's like if you get a finding, it gives you some cover to say, okay, take $46. I was watching, I was sort of watching Tesla all afternoon, and we had some levels we liked for a breakout. The initial first thought I had was, oh crap, that means you're not going to be able to get Tesla at 750 today. And there you go, it's already booming to the upside. But I know no one ever wants to hear it because everyone wants Twitter to go and the deal to happen, but this does increase the risk that he can walk away from it. Now, I think him being committed to the deal, and the more likely based on what happened here today, is that he dropped the price. If he drops the price and they say no, well then I think we know what would happen at that point. However, he's got a ton of leverage, and I mean a ton of leverage because of what's happened in the market. We were saying $30. I read an analyst who broke it down and was like, actually in the mid-20s is where he would reasonably price Twitter, if the deal were to fall apart. And the stock fell apart down to 34. It recovered. And on the Elon tweet, by the way, that he said he was committed, that isn't the dark pool dump at 8 o'clock. That was it shooting from $39 all the way up to almost $43 instantly. Now it's starting to come back. It was like a scalper's haven. Like there was some opportunities with some EdgeX orders that were just thrown around. That people were throwing around on the bid and the ask around 40s. Now we're heading right back to his second tweet, which was 39 support. I'll put in air quotes. We'll see what happens, but ultimately, I kind of feel like this is going to be maybe a week or whatever, however long this takes to get reviewed. We might see a revised price. That would be my first guess there. But guessing what Elon is going to do is a good way to drive yourself nuts.
Yeah, and I'm not even gonna try to guess. I think it's gonna be a great trade today. Obviously, it's bumping around, but thing is, he's just gonna offer. I think what I was hearing as well was $7 billion less or so. So whatever the deal is gonna come out, he's just gonna use those fake account numbers to bring the price back down. If 5% of the users are going to be fake, then it would make sense that he has leverage to say something like, I'm going to bring the deal down 5% or whatever, something like that. I think it'll be more dramatic than that. So that's why I was looking at, because what was the deal? 48 billion, something like that, 44. And the reason why I say 7 billion is because he took 8 billion out of Tesla, which is why you're seeing Tesla up today. He took $8 billion out of Tesla to help lever the deal. So I believe that $8 billion, he brings that back in to Tesla and puts the price down on Twitter. So he still will buy this. I mean, he's good to go on it. I'm almost certain on that one. He's just trying to, shrewd businessman, you know, pull the deal, see where the floor is, and now he knows. And now he scares everybody. Like, the board is just going to be, you know, at his beck and call most likely. So we'll just see where it goes from here. But once again, Elon Musk wins. And, you know, if you're tired of hearing that, don't be, because I think it's going to continue for quite a while.
Very true. The interesting part here, guys, though, is how does he still get 420 in the price? If, like, does he go all the way back? He's not going to go all the way back to 44.20, but I mean, somehow, some way, he's still going to have to get 420 in the price.
Well, I guess he could, but then he could be
like 44.20.
So that number is about, like what you're saying, that's closer to 46. Yeah. So if he's going that route, like 46, 42. Maybe you do it. Maybe you could do it that way. There's lots of ways you can pull it off.
As long as he has a 420 in there, he'll figure it out.
Or the total. You could just do the total value in dollars and end it in 420, then pick a share price based on that. I've actually seen that where a deal is priced and it's like 25.03 cash, but it's because they have the round total for the notional value, and that's the flat number they wanted to pick. And so the deal is not a round number. But anyways. That's just fun stuff.
Like, are we actually talking about that?
I don't know why.
Like, deals are going to get made based on, like, the last couple digits of a price. Like, we're talking billions and billions of dollars.
It happens, though.
And, you know what I think it's going to wind up being? It's going to be like $47.42. Like, $47.42, you know, because then you get that 42. What do you think, Brad? No, you think it's good?
I was just thinking out loud. I mean, it must be in there somehow, some way, or I don't know. Wanted to mention we're going to get to Michael Noss here quickly, guys. But wanted to mention, Sean, you're already long AMC. Obviously, big move yesterday in the meme stocks. Back in action already. I mean, very active here for both AMC and GME already.
I can already see Michael Noss there on the camera, but there he is. Yeah, thumbs up, buddy. I sent him a hat, but he told me
there it is.
Okay. See, he knew what was coming. So there we go. So Michael Noss in just a couple minutes, man. You're going to get no better of a guy to read charts and give you some better ideas on some of these names. So I'm going to be interested to hear what he has to say. But for me yesterday as well, you know, my trades aren't in here, but we had these breaks here of AMC to the upside. You know, like, as an investor, I don't know where AMC's going, but I do know that this world's trying to get back to normality. Normality includes going to some movies. You know, we're all I don't want to say we're movie buffs, but there's tons of people out there that are, and that will go to the theaters again, and it's just a matter of becoming comfortable. So if you're going to talk about, you know, the reopen trade and the great reopen, I think AMC has to be included. And then AMC also has, you know, your friendly neighborhood apes that like to get on board of this stock as well. So you have a few things working for them. Look at the increased volume here right off the open yesterday between 10 and 10:30, I guess, is when we sort of started. It got going. We saw GME. Neil had some great halt trades happening. AMC never halted yesterday, but I'm just looking to see if we can get back into 1150 right into here. Like, there's no way we get down to $10 again. Not today. I feel like the market's going to be bumping a little bit. So, but if we can support it into here, 1150, I think that's great. And then if Ape Nation is here again, then why not this 1260 right there? So that's what I wrote down on the sticky note today. 1260 here. So that's going to come into play, or 1150. I mean, I think I'll probably get that punch long. And this is a breakout. I said I don't want breakouts early on as the market opens. It's too whipsaw. You'd have Facebook go up and down $6-7. The same thing I see here in NVIDIA. Same thing with NVIDIA. Same thing with App. Every tech stock has the potential off the open to figure itself out. This is one name that I will punch long if we take this. So if we take 1260, we'll punch long onto that name. I like AMC today, and this is not like, oh, you know, I'm trying to like I don't own any AMC shares. I'm here to trade it on a day trade. So if we take out that 1260, probably hold it back to 12. Don't give it all the way. Let's just see if the apes run today.
Yeah, when Sean says don't be careful with the breaks, if you're taking a breakout, look at the GameStop break. If you took the GameStop breakout off the highs at the open, this is an 83.5-ish break. It would have been an awesome trade. However, you did have to hold it back to 78. So if you're taking a break, it means that you're giving it much more room on the trade. Otherwise, you might as well just wait it out for a consolidation and a secondary play a little bit later on. I'm going to be looking at GameStop, probably to go in the other direction. There's a lot of things I liked alongside today, but GameStop, I'm always fading it if it goes too parabolic, which could happen today.
Michael Noss, chartered market technician with Trade Ideas, back with us on a Friday to give us his take on why this is a buyable rally that we saw kind of ignite even further yesterday. But I mean, the excitement that came into the market initially out of the gate yesterday, there he is, Michael Noss, great to see you as always, great hat as well. There it is. Awesome. Yeah, give us your ideas here, Michael, because it's interesting. We talked about it a little bit on the show yesterday, how the, I guess, fury almost of the buyers, and I mean, a lot of that's going to be short covering that you saw early on yesterday, sent this market up so sharply.
Yeah, so, obviously it's been a...
Can we hear? All right. Give us 2 seconds, Michael. We're having an audio issue there. We'll figure that out and come back to him. Before we do that, guys, though, let's talk a little bit about that rally, because it was pretty impressive yesterday. I mean, yeah, we came all the way back and then some, but I mean, it felt different. There seemed to be a little bit more there yesterday.
Look, it was different yesterday. And if you were trading every single day this week, I think you definitely noticed that feeling of what that difference was. And one of the reasons why is, if you think about what happened yesterday, you had Microsoft underneath that big channel, that 270 level, and then you had Apple. You had Apple, which had broken 150, and then it took out on your daily, like you've already broken 150, you then broke this 140 level right at the end of the day, and then just absolutely stopped on a dime. Morning lows, it bounced off it, and then we broke those lows in the afternoon, which just felt like, here we go again. We're breaking the lows, we're dying down. Apple just took a big level. Microsoft was challenging 250, and then the magic happened. Like, we actually got a bounce that was sustained. Now, we didn't follow through past like a 42.5 or all the way back up, but it was an encouraging sign. You wanted to see a firm bottom get made, and that's exactly what happened in the market. And some of the big boys were able to stave off, not disaster, but stave off some key level breaks to the downside. Apple and Microsoft being, the two, like that 250 hold on Microsoft, reclaiming 140 on Apple. That's what was different about yesterday's rally. It wasn't that it was a gigantic one, but we actually held some significant bottoms.
Yeah, look, I mean, I've been talking about it. I think the bulls are going to be here a little bit today. You've seen, I mean, just look at the name, like Neil was talking about it earlier, Tesla, like some of these bottoms that were made, and I bottom picked a little bit. I talked about that a couple days ago, that I was buying at that 760 level, so it's right here. This is one of the names that I was trying to dollar cost average into. And, here's a nice little rally into Tesla today, up a little bit. Obviously, they're catching some Elon news. But, when you want to talk about rallies and you want to talk about the market sustaining something, you're going to need to have the big boys go for it. So Apple yesterday, I mean, catastrophic move down. We were short, man. Like, we were short all day into this name before getting rid of it, watching it rip up, and we had the AMD long, and we should have had Facebook long, but we got stopped out of that one. But there's Apple. Made that bottom out. I mean, the bottom was 139, but made the bottom at 140 here. Took a little bit of garbage under that. Then a nice move back to 142.50. Apple's actually only up 2%, so the NASDAQ's up more than Apple is today. So we'll see. I'm not super excited, like I said, about breakouts, but if you were looking for a breakout, you have 146 right now for Apple, which we're, bounced on that already. So, let's wait to see. What I've put down on the sticky note here, and we'll get ready. Let us know if and when you guys have Michael Noss again. I don't know what was going on with that one, but right here we have some. Oops, this is not today's sticky note. That's yesterday's sticky note. But I wrote down some key levels that I liked on there for today, including waiting for dips into these names, right? And I think that's the big thing right here. Apple, and I wrote them down. So go to @TraderTVSean on Twitter. You'll find them, because we're going to go to Michael Noss right now. But Apple 143, AMD 86, and Facebook 190. I don't know if we get to those levels, but let's just see if we get some action off the open. And we're here to scalp out some of those plays. And here's some of my Apple trades came in. Long there, long out here in the afternoon. So hopefully we can get some continuation, Brendan, in these NASDAQ big caps.
All right, take two. Let's try this again. Hey, Michael, how are you?
Hi, how's it going? Can you hear me now?
I think so. We'll see. Let's continue along. Anyways, as we were saying, yesterday seemed different. The volume that came in on the upside was pretty impressive. As I mentioned, yes, there was some short covering involved in that, but tell us why you think this is viable.
Yeah, so first I think it's important to talk about why you would want to buy these rallies. So the first chart I have, which I apologize, I actually just switched. It was the second chart. So now it's the first chart, is actually of the NASDAQ composite kind of collapse in the early 2000s, right? So perfect, thank you, that's the one. You can see that, 2000 to 2002, the NASDAQ fell dramatically, like 80%. But look at all of the rallies on the way. You had a 42% rally, a 28% rally, a 41% rally, a 51% rally. And I think this is a really, really important thing for swing traders to always understand, because I get a lot of questions of, okay, the market's going down, what are we shorting? And it's just not that easy because of these massive rallies. If you were short and, in that 42% rally and that thing rips 42% against you, you're nearly wiped out. So that's kind of what I want to go first, and why I always look for these bounce spots that I'm going to call tradable rallies. So these are weekly charts. So you can see that these rallies took weeks and sometimes months in the context of a larger term downtrend. So, if you bought that first 42% rally and then you held it all the way down, you still lost pretty much all of your money. So, that's one of the first things that I'm looking at is we know that in a bear market, which we're in now and we have been in kind of growth stocks for a long time, you're going to get these massive pops. And, you don't want to, A, be short in front of them, and B, you want to make sure you can get a little bit from them. So what I actually think is going on is potentially one of those. I'm not going to be a bottom caller and say we're going to hit all-time highs or anything like that, but I think the probability of having a tradable rally, which could be, a couple weeks or a month, or even just a week, I think is potentially possible. So the first reason I have here now on the second chart is the S&P 500 on the weekly, and I've drawn in the anchored VWAP from the COVID lows. So anchored VWAP, for example, on the second chart there in the slide, is just talking about what's going on when it comes to where is the average market participant in the overall market. Just one up from that, sorry, the SPY chart. I moved everything around on you guys this morning. I apologize, it's my fault. So the anchored VWAP basically represents, I know people use VWAP for day trading. I see you guys use it all the time. And that's just an anchored VWAP from the beginning of the day, showing you where the volume average participant is in the market. Well, we use this a lot, and we're going to build some scans for this, and I'll have a whole lesson on this in the future. But just think of it as
Michael, I hate to do this.
I
hate to do this to you, but we're still having some audio issues. So we're going to work on it. We're going to get it cleared up. We're going to make it sound as it should, and then we'll try and come back to you maybe later on this morning. We appreciate it as always, guys. Unfortunately, looks like this is going to linger. So thanks again, Michael Moss from Trade Ideas. We'll see if we can't get back to him a little bit later, guys. But yeah, as we were saying, interesting volume and interesting look as far as what happened yesterday morning.
One of the things that we probably should be using when we say market, we want it to rally. Remember, we're day traders. So when we say we like some longs today, we think you're going to have a nice strong up day or something along those lines. We're usually talking about the very short term. And even when you extend past that, most of the times we're talking about maybe like today, the week, things along those lines, as opposed to thinking we've made an absolute bottom. If I thought we made an absolute bottom here, I think certainly you'd have different feelings about where you'd be picking up some of these dip buys or stink bids that we've been mentioning. It's a bear market. I've said I think this is going to be at least the entire year for a valuation sort of reset and volatility being in place. When you talk about things like the balance sheet runoff, that's going to take a very long time to work through. This is just a key. We got to a key support level in bear market territory on the SPY just now and made a bounce. Now, I would call it a successful bounce if we get back to like 4-teens and like 4.15, 4.10, something along those lines. And to throw a little more cold water on it, and the conversation I had with Arun and actually another trader last night was, they still see us, like we have some overhead resistance across the board that we have to get through for that even to happen. So you could still get, a couple of points today, maybe a couple of points in addition to today, and still have some overhead resistance on a lot of names. And that's what happens in a bear market. That's why you can get monster bounces, what seem like great rallies, but they don't actually signal a bottom there. So, like all things, we always have different time frames. Some people are looking at holding things for 10 years and you don't care. Some people are looking at the day trades, which is what we're going to be doing here. And then sometimes it's in the middle. So it's important to always keep that context. But we did bounce off a significant level. There's no question about that for the SPY specifically. And we'd like to see some follow through on this Friday.
Ooh-wee, it's NASDAQ time, baby. We're up 2.1% right now. We're flying. So you know what? Like, I think, so, all right, this is a theory here as well. I mean, it's not much of a theory. It's just, I think what's been happening, all the panic seems to be on the buy side. And what I mean by that is like, as we sell off and, you know, and the market, I mean, we notice this every day. You know, the NASDAQ will be down, you know, 1%, and then as the afternoon goes, 1.25%, 1.5%, you know. But then when you have some big buy relief days, I guess, you know, the market shoots up. Like it starts 1%, then it's 2%, then it's 3%, and there's all this crazy FOMO happening. So I feel like the panic has really been to the buy side. So today, I'm all in on the panic trade. I really think people have felt like they missed this market. I know I did. I just reloaded on the coffee, and guess who I ran into? Neil, guess who?
Well, how am I supposed to?
The pepperoni man.
Oh, Tony. I should have guessed that.
Yeah,
Well, it could have been Justin, but.
Yeah, his hair is wild today, by the way. I'm gonna have to call him back over here, as if it's not every day. But he said the Leafs are back, or the Leafs, sorry. The Jays not in town, I guess.
They're not in town
until next weekend or something like that. So he's getting ready to rock and roll and work on that. He was telling me that his new strategy is he tells people before he pours the drinks that he's probably going to overpour, so that way they get the tip ready. I mean, I think this is a smart move for him.
That's a good move.
But the reason why I talked about FOMO is I talked to him and he's like, hey, he's got some money in, but he wants to get more in. So the only reason I'm saying that is that I feel like the general public is here to buy stock, not to sell stock. And when they come in and feel like they missed the bottom, I don't think we've missed the bottom.
Tony didn't miss the bottom on Unity. 37.
But I don't think he actually bought some. I think he just made that as a call. I think he bought, it was Upstart.
Are you sure?
Well, I'll double check. But he said he got
this whole time.
No, his call was for Unity. Definitely he made the call on Unity, $30. I mean, we can go back at that. But remember he bought Upstart just after
you might be right. They're both $30. So
yeah. No. He said Unity, 100%. But he got this after earnings call. So I'm not sure. He could even be in the green here on Upstart. But look, if you bought any of these names, literally in the last 2 or 3 days, yesterday was such a monster rally day. Even like Rivian didn't even have a great quarter and it was up 30%. You and I both, lost on the short, both of us. And we thought the short was good. We were paying for, not only did our P&Ls get hit on the short side, but I had to pay for short shares.
Well, they were kind of cheap.
Yeah, they're less than a cent a share. So, I mean, to talk about it's not a big deal. You take 1,000 shares, $10. Or less than that. Yeah, 1,000 shares, $1.
Yeah, it was $1.
It's absolutely nothing to short them. But anyways, Brendan, let's go. We've got the Tony effect in today. He likes the market. He's a buyer. So let's see what happens.
The genius of Tony. Let's see some analyst upgrades here as well. Ford, top of the list here. Morgan Stanley. D-Nut on here as well. Krispy Kreme. Lots of interesting names on this side as well. I just noticed Home Depot did break 300. Haven't looked at it for a while, but did break 300 again. Back to the downside, there's Disney, Affirm, and Rivian, guys. Higher, though, in the pre-market charts.
Oh, I paid for shorts again on Rivian today, just FYI.
Well, I did too. See, I did too, but I'll be different about it. I also checked on GameStop, which are free.
Oh, really?
I guess that's another thing. I don't even understand why we're paying for locates on Rivian still when it's so liquid and we can't get any.
It's like they want our dollar
If it's free on
every
GameStop.
day.
I was going to pull up Home Depot. As Brendan said, under pressure. There's another context to this. So obviously we're talking about like market bouncing today, and this chart doesn't want to come up. It's just kind of annoying. But you still have the overhang on the longer time frame of a potential recession, right? So there are some names that in that contraction can get beat up a little bit there. It's odd also that you get the downgrade for Affirm. That's just somebody coming late and then waiting till after earnings to do so. But obviously, they're up like 38% today. But Home Depot's kind of in that bucket where you do have the recession concerns there. So not terribly surprising. I still think some of those names are going to give you buying opportunities in the event that we have the big R word come in. But, I kind of like Lowe's and Walmart personally myself, and now my daily charts will not load at all.
All right. Let's check. Let's make sure that Arun's voice, mic is working out right now. But look, there's lots of names to buy. We've talked about it a little bit. One name that I think that you can start to leg into, and again, it's just about like dollar cost averaging. Someone said to me today on the chat, or said to, I think, just put a general statement on the chat, like, is it time to do that? And I've been saying that for a while. I said that, you're never going to be able to catch the bottom here on some of these names. But look at JP Morgan, obviously a swoosh down there yesterday, down to 115, 116, trying to take out 120. I think if you want to get into some bank names, and I was actually having this discussion with my father yesterday, it might be best right now in this environment just to buy ETFs, because like, if you're starting to build an investment portfolio, ETFs are going to give you that diversity of every single name, so then you don't take sort of that single stock risk. Like if you like all the banks, but you're not sure, you want some JP Morgan, some Morgan Stanley, some Goldman Sachs, not sucks there, Brad. Some of those trades, you can grab the XLF. If you believe individually in names, great, grab those as well. They're going to pay you a little bit of a higher dividend. But at JP Morgan's 3.5% dividend, Morgan, and they're all around the same 3 to 4% dividend. I really feel like you put that in your pocket every single quarter and you hold out for a higher high on the equity. So I like JP Morgan here. I think it's run by someone that Jamie Dimon knows this business, obviously, like no other. And I mean, I'm sure all the CEOs are very familiar with this current environment. But Jamie Dimon's worked through everything, man. All the crashes, 2008, 2012, everything, 2020. They've worked it through, and JP Morgan went back higher. So I put my faith in good management, which is a surprise, man. Shopify, their CEO, and his name is slipping my mind now. I can't remember what it is. But he bought, just the other day, $10 million worth of stock yesterday or the day before. Just before, of course, it popped 20% yesterday. So you're going to start getting some insider buys happening right now on a lot of these names. So I'd pay attention for some of those, Brendo.
All right, we're just double checking with Arun here, guys, just to make sure that we can hear him when he comes on to discuss what is happening with the overall market. But if we do continue back to the upside, obviously we have 4,000 right above us on the S&P, but very key levels, lots of interesting names though to discuss. We will get into the watch list here, guys, but for the meantime, maybe a look at the overall market worthwhile here as we continue to work on Arun.
Well, for the overall market, I don't want to give out Arun's levels, but I think one of the things that sort of we've been talking about is you want to break channels, and we've never been able. I shouldn't say never. We haven't been able to in the last couple of weeks, specifically when you look at the NQ, been able to make any kind of a significant break of a top end channel once we try to recover, and it's just been that's what you call stair stepping to the downside. My chart's actually working here, so I can show you this one. But it happened here at 13.6 on the NASDAQ. If we can come to the chart for a second, guys. It happened here at 13.6 on the NASDAQ, and then when you made a bottom channel, we eventually broke it because you couldn't get through for a week, and then we broke down again, and then you put in this like 12.5, 12.6 channel, and then we broke down again. And when we talk about follow through, yes, if you can reestablish this 12.1, 12.2 as a bit of a bottom, then you've got room for a nice rally today. That's what kind of like Sean and I are getting at. However, the other side of that coin is, you haven't made a more significant press, and individual stocks are going to reflect this as well, if you don't get through that next level up. You get through that next level up, and that's where you can actually see some carry through. And as the mixed day continues, we just pull back on the futures. I'm in two longs. NVIDIA just went out of the money, and Coinbase just went in the money. So that's what was also happening at the open. Like you'd have some names that were super strong and a few names that were kind of lagging a little bit. When we actually break through the next levels, it'll be like sort of some of the moves that we saw yesterday in the morning, where it's just like, oh, when we went up, everything went up at one time. We're not quite there just yet this morning, but we can start to hold that bid. I also want to see VIX below that 17, UVXY below 17 and holding where it is now. But yeah, we're geared up for the potential of it, but you should still have your outs, still have your stops. It's not all, Coinbase, there we go. It's not all doom and gloom, but it's not all roses just yet. Actually, Coinbase just hit next level up, so clearly that's starting to move for me. I grabbed that one in front of this 65 area and is heading back up to the pre-market highs. In this market, you got to take your profits because we've kind of seen this story play before, and if we do a bigger dip down into support, I want to be able to get some more shares at the open.
Okay, I was just talking with my cousin here. He has Raptors, Raptors, Jays, and then Leafs, and his favorite. But his kids' favorites are Leafs first. So, anyways, we're just talking about because both our kids, both underage, like sub 10 years old, staying up till 11:30 last night. I don't even know what we're doing, but Game 7 is going to be
but that's
amazing.
reasonable.
Yeah, of course. I'm not sheltering my kids from sports. That's for damn sure. Okay, and plus my dude is playing summer hockey. Oh, by the way, so listen to this. So he's 10 years old, and you know what they play? 3-on-3, full ice.
Nice.
Like the professionals play 3-on-3 full ice in overtime, and they do like 30-second shifts.
Yeah, but they
my
got
guy's running
energy,
around like
baby.
yeah, but these are grown adults, like 25 years old, playing professional hockey. My guy's 10 there, but he's loving it.
Cardio.
Gives him more skating room, and anyways, that's what that is. This is a show about the market, but
Veru's going nuts, by the way.
Veru's going nuts. Hey, Fahad is in the building.
Fahad, man, see this?
Yeah, 1050. Okay, Fahad, I see you.
Jam.
Veru's starting to go back up to the upside right here. It's a jam. Yeah, we're on a breakout here on Veru. Veru, not Veru nice yesterday as we made some bottoms at 8. But hey, when you see a bottom like that on some of these ripping stocks, like that's about as good as a signal as you can get. Like if you're thinking, hey, I want to go long on something that could be, just rip up or whatever, take a risk on something. Veru right here gave you that 8 bottom yesterday. So what you could have done was just sort of bank in here at 8 or take the shares at 8, right? Give yourself maybe to the day's low of 7 or change. It's $1 either way, right? Up to 9. We actually close at 9, so that gives you the $1. And then right now, today, you're seeing Veru start to take off. So congratulations to all that are long on Veru here, as it's going to be a very good day for you.
Yeah, bottom end of the list this morning, VERU, back to the upside. Let's go. Lots to get ready for heading towards the pre-market this morning. We'll get into what else you need to know this morning on the watch list. Twitter, top of the list this morning. Elon coming out saying, if you missed it, he's going to put everything on hold while they figure out just exactly how many fake accounts Twitter has, because it could be higher than originally disclosed. He comes out then a little bit later on Twitter saying that he still plans on buying the company, but just might take a little bit longer than expected. And let's be honest, he's trying to get the price down a little bit from where it was.
Yeah, look, I mean, this guy never ceases to amaze me, Elon Musk. Like, he had this card in his back pocket the whole time. I'm certain of it. And now, he's thinking, okay, the stock market's coming down. He's not too happy with what happened to Tesla stock when he had to sell that $7 to $8 billion worth to cover the margin on this. And so, you know what? I think he played the card, and now he's going to get a lower price. So congratulations, Elon Musk. It sucks for everybody like myself who's a shareholder, but I'm not a shareholder because of this move. I've been in this stock for a while. I've told you that like 15 years. I feel like I own Intel here, and it's just like sitting around doing absolutely nothing for a while. But Twitter right now starting to get back upside again here. I really feel like he rug pulled on purpose to see how low we could go on this name. And so I think he's going to literally whatever the value was, and I don't know, did we ever find out what it was in straight nominal value there that he was trying to pay? I know it's $54.20, but I thought it was near like 48, 49 billion, something like that. So what 43 was the price? Okay, so then I think he takes down 7 from that, so he can get back to the Twitter and make everybody, or Tesla, make everybody whole on that trade. So for me, I think he goes. So he went from 43. I think he takes off 7 billion. So I think he puts the offer there at 36, 37 billion, something like that, which will bring the price back in. So we'll see about it. I'm pretty sure that he's going to sign it up, get this deal done. He's got Larry Ellison. He's got some private equity ready to rock and roll on this play as well. So I feel like he's going to turn Twitter around. He was talking about, fixing the fake accounts, talked about monetizing, fixing the verification process. Things like that. So, yeah, I like Twitter here, but it won't be a trade for me today. There's just too much headline risk. And I know when Arun was here, he was talking about, I don't want to trade Twitter because there's headline risk. There's always headline risk in every stock. But here, it's going to be hard to put on a serious position without having serious outs. And the problem with having a big out is like, just look at this. This was trading at 38.50. Then he came back in and said that he's still committed to it. You basically had a $4 rip up to 42, touching 40, almost 43 there. So that's $5. Like, so if he comes out and says, you know what, I've done my due diligence here today. I don't know how he could do this in a couple hours, but, there's more than 5%. And you know what, I am going to back away from the deal. Well, then you're going to get this $5 move is going to look minuscule. You're going to get a $10 move back down. Neil talked about sub $30. You're going to get a move that's going to go back down in. So if you're holding 1,000 shares, 100 shares, whatever your risk tolerance is, you're not going to be planning on taking that kind of a hit. So for me today, Twitter's going to be huge volume. Let's trade it more in the afternoon or more once this thing settles down and we have a little more clarity on possible levels and volumes come in. But the headline risk for me on this one, probably a little too big, but it's a scalper's paradise. So as long as you're getting in and out and you're not holding like a big core position, I think you're fine.
Yeah, trades you could probably look at, if regardless of news in the middle of the day, would be probably shorting it in front of yesterday's close price. And I don't see it going to 45 anyways. But the safest time, the only thing I'll add to that is the safest time, if you're worried about headline risk, is directly after the headline. Because then, like when Elon made the tweet this morning, there was that 10-minute period where it's very unlikely, like once he said recommitted to the deal, you're not too unlikely to see anything else, and anything else would have been pretty clear. A price, which he's not going to give you when he makes a comment like that. So, I tend to think you still have some risk the deal doesn't go through because he could always say, I'm lowering the price, and they say no. I think he's got too much leverage for that to happen, and the board would be nuts if he says 44 to say no deal to that because the downside risk is too big for them. There'd be revolts, man. No one ever wants to be like people that were Yahoo. People remember being Yahoo shareholders, turning down all kinds of deals, and then you saw what eventually happened to that. Like shareholders they're not fools. So I think the board does their backs against the wall, and Elon's got all the cards.
Robinhood again back to the upside, 24%, trying to take out pre-market highs as we speak. FTX CEO and founder and former guest on this show, Sam Bankman-Fried, disclosing a 7+% stake in Hood after market yesterday. Nice move for Robinhood on that, guys.
Yeah, we should get Mr. Bankman-Fried back on. Why don't we try to reach out? I think that would be an awesome opportunity today. Not that he's not getting bombarded with other calls, but hey, I mean, if you get, if Trader TV Live reaches out to you, you pick up that phone call. You know what I'm saying? So
in an old school phone too. Like
I don't care if the guy's worth $30 billion.
Is that all?
Yeah, something like that. But actually, FTX obviously value, they only have a coin, right? So they don't even have a stock or anything like that. So you can follow FTX market cap. I looked it up yesterday.
They're coming at you, Coinbase? No, just
yeah. No, they
are.
They don't have any operations in the U.S. So that's probably why looking into Robinhood. But also Sam Bankman-Fried has come out and said, and then that CEO of FTX, he's come out and said that he has no interest in anything other than an investment in Robinhood. And frog in throat. That, you know what? And I mean, why not? If you're throwing around that kind of money and you can invest your firm's capital, I mean, it comes back down in here into $8. Look at the destruction. This is down 89%. I think it was 77, maybe now it's 77%, but it was between 70 to 90% from its IPO price, Robinhood, right? So comes all the way back down. I mean, I guess we IPO'd at 35, it looks like. We went up to $80, unbelievable. So from 35 down to 7 or 8, where that deal was announced, and now you get a bump up today. So look, for me, if it doesn't include more future buys, which he said it doesn't, then what is really the point of me getting in right now, being up 25%? I feel like you said, Twitter board should be pretty smart. I'm hoping that some retail traders are not pushing the buy button here on Robinhood, and we're being a little smarter than that. It's already up 23%. Look, could it take out $11, sort of that we've been cruising around? Yeah, I think that maybe it's worth that. Maybe this is worth a quick day trade. You're at 1.5 million shares. It's going to go way over its average shares today for sure. But to me, just because someone else bought it, probably a lot lower. I don't know if he disclosed the price there, Brendan. We have our watch list. I didn't actually read to see if there's a price that Sam's in at. But, he's not in right now at $10.50, that's for sure. And it doesn't mean that he can't sell right now at this price. So he could say, I put in $200 million, and I just sold it for 23% up, and he only has 7.6 or 7.8%, so he doesn't have to declare this for days and weeks and months after he makes these trades as a passive investor. So I'm not worried about this stock today. I think it's going to be a good one. I paid for shorts. I am looking for Robinhood to make a top, and then it's Smash City back to the downside.
Yeah, that top, I'm just looking at 11 bucks. It's not that complicated, I don't think. I mean, you saw it run to 11 in the aftermarket, wick higher, and then break back down. You're sort of getting this nice little bump up here on good volume, but not necessarily as much volume as I expected. And you go back to the daily, yeah, like this is where we've basically been sitting for all of April, and then into what is now May. And if it can get through that 11, it's also the 50 period down, just a little bit above that $11 price. If you put a fail break in, I look for that curl to the short side of the trade. I think there's likely to be a good bid under here. It might be actually closer to, I'd definitely say 9. I don't think we see 9 today, but $10 is a round number. I feel like it would have better support at 9, but that's not likely to come into play. So I might only be looking at shorts today in Robinhood. But through $11, if you hold that channel and break 11.50, then suddenly you've got room to the upside. We're just 10% away from that on a million shares of volume is not that great.
Huge mover here, almost 40% for a firm this morning after a better than expected report, one that everyone thought was going to be a bit of a mess. Comes out on the beat side today, guys. But it's interesting when you go out to a daily chart to see, 38%. What does that look like, though, on a daily chart is really telling.
These bounces in these stocks, like you gotta remember where they came from. Like these will look like gigantic bounces, but if you put the percentage terms, like go back halfway to the move or something on any one of these names, and then put it back into percentage terms of how much they've come to the upside. Not to throw any cold water, it was a good report. I mean, the loss was bigger, was less than expected, and I know they have. Everyone was talking about how no one's paying, no one's sort of paying back, and then they ended up having a better rate of delinquency. So in the other direction, which I think part of the reason why everyone's loving it to the upside, or it's up that 38%. However, you are still, like I said, dealing with the possibility of a recession coming through. And in that context, I think it matters more the next couple of quarters or the next couple of months or the next couple of reports to see if that trend continues that people are still paying, because that's a different story in this environment. It's one thing for the last quarter. Let's see what happens the next couple of quarters before you can say that they've tackled that. But a lot of those fears were overblown. People were saying things without actually looking at the numbers. The numbers have kind of backed it up for now, but show me strength in the credit business throughout a recession, and then you can talk to me about how they've managed to turn that corner. This is still more of a 2 to 5 year type of play. For the trade today, yeah, you got some obvious things that we're going to be looking at. Like right here, right now, 26. If it does a wick top through 26, it has a chance to fade. Obviously, you can kind of look at this 22 channel on any kind of a dip buy, and sort of gangbusters if we can get through 27. That's got like $5 of upside into the 32 range. So, a firm definitely have to be trading it off to the open. Always the chance at that wick high top through. It doesn't have quite the short interest that you might expect. I think it's only around 8% or so.
All right, so a firm is up. So forget about Veru. A firm is up 100% from yesterday at this time. So just let that sink in. A firm is up 100% from today as opposed to yesterday at this time. Look, here's yesterday at this time, 1350. A firm today, this morning, touching 2550. So you're at like 90% up in one day. Okay, so let that sink in and then tell yourself, do you want to buy this business up 100% from yesterday's bottoms? Now, I know there's capitulated bottoms, and that's not fair to say, like, it was down here. But you had a monster move up. We were just at $13. You're telling me you're going to go in and buy a firm today at $25 when yesterday was at $13? Maybe that was one of the greatest buys of all time down here on a firm. Could have possibly been, right? I would personally rather be in Square, rather be in PayPal, rather be in all of those names over a firm. But that's a monster move to the upside. I'm waiting to test 22. If it comes back in, it's on the sticky note. I just feel like, look, it's great. This is great for the company. And I even put it on here. It's a raise. It's a beat. Like, you can't get any better. But if you close your eyes, if you erase that this says affirm down here, and you see a stock going from $13 up to 25, sure, it can still get going here. I just wonder, hey, is this a sell opportunity for anybody that took a shot at some of these depreciated, yeah, I guess so, names down here yesterday? There's a lot of them. Robinhood's another one. We just went back to back on these. You're going to see Coin in a minute as well. Coinbase was what, $48, 45 maybe yesterday?
40.
40?
Well, 40, was it 42? 42, I thought.
42 at its bottoms yesterday, and today Neil's talking about 67. So there again, you get 60% or whatever the heck that is up in a day on some of these names. So I think Brendan hit the nail on the head there, and we got to get going because there's only 20 minutes to go here. But
10.
you know, or 10 minutes to go here as it's 9:20. You know, it's just a matter of where these valuations are. They're still pretty bad. These companies still aren't making money. So be very, very careful on what you do on some of these names. So I'm a buyer, want to see it come back in a little bit, and I'm watching that 22 level, Brendo.
All right, just a note on oil, guys. Back to session highs here. Oxy ticking higher. It looks like there's a note suggesting Warren Buffett still buying Occidental. So some of the oil stocks showing strength here as well. Yeah, let's go to Coin. To continue along here, we did a little segment yesterday, guys, on double tops and double bottoms. I mean, I'm just saying, it's kind of looking like that maybe up here. 16% for Coinbase.
That's another one. Like, it's such a huge run down. But, like, remember where it came from. It's just that simple. Like, it seems like a lot, but $20 in a stock that's down 300 in the last year, you've got to put things into perspective. But for me, it was simply about this channel here. When we broke below and the gap down at 70, and then after that disaster, you then held this 65. You then worked down to 50, then plunged off of 50. That created a channel, a big one, obviously, and I get it, but it's still above this 50 to 65 channel. I drew the lines to make it a little bit more simple. So you have the 65 into 70 for a scalp. If it extends, you're looking at this 80. If I see 80 today, I'm shorting it. It's just, I mean, like whatever. If we get up to this price, I don't see how you're not trying to short Coinbase up here as a day trader. But you know, you have a long way to go before that were to happen. Like that would also be a double up from that bottom, which I said 42. I think it was actually closer to 41. Believe it or not. So that 80 would be a double. If we happen to get there, I wouldn't still be long. I'd be looking for shorts. But as long as we hold out in this channel, it's a long in front of it and try and work it to the 70-year.
I can't believe we're talking about a double up on Coinbase, not a firm in one day. This is absolutely nuts. We talked about FOMO, man. The FOMO is real. A lot of these stocks have been absolutely beat down. You're seeing it even in the crypto market. Some of these names are up 40, 50% in one night, like Cardano, some of these other ones, Solana. Some of these names are starting to rip again here as some confidence is coming back in for asset classes. And it's going to start with equities today. So let's just, well, it's not going to start. It started yesterday, and we'll just see where we go from here. I'm still waiting for Sir Jerome to come out and say something. I don't think anything's going to be said at all. We have the Fed rates tracker tool. I believe it's pricing in 80% chance of 50 points the next two meetings. As that gets lower, I don't know if that means that we're going to get to 75 or we're going to go back down to 25. So we're going to pay attention to the Fed tracker. But I want to show you one thing right here. Look at the imbalance locator. Do you see this column here? This is indicating which side all of these market on open orders are coming for. This is the first time I looked at the imbalance locator today. I told you today was FOMO day. Look what all of these are. NEO, buy. Ford, buy. AMC, buy. QuantumScape, buy. Palantir, buy. Every single name on here is a buy. Roblox, buy. Square, buy that I like. Disney, a buy. Dutch Bros, a buy as well. The only sell on there is Twitter, and we know that that's a completely different story than the market. So look, I mean, look, even as I scroll down, Neil, I'm just making new, look at this, buy. I can't, this is the first time I'm looking at this. I cannot make this up. Look at these beat down names. Yeah, Skills to pay those bills. Uber's down here. There's Tony's Unity down here. There's Space down there. We have WeWork. Someone's actually buying WeWork is down there. We have Roblox down there.
Come on,
I mean,
man.
What? We have everything.
Hating on WeWork.
I'm hating on every stock because this has been an amazing run. Look, I'm only long. I'm net long everything. So this day is great, but hey, it doesn't mean that we don't make money on short days. I love the volatility. We're 3-1 this week. So into our 5th day, it's going to be a positive week for us on the daily count. Let's hope it is on the net count as well, and we don't blow our whole account today. That's not going to be happening. So we're 3 wins, 1 loss this week. Unlike the Maple Leafs last night, hopefully
we can
we
move
can
on from
keep
that.
our composure here, get this under our belt, sweep away the Tampa Bay, I was going to say Tampa Bay Devil Rays, Tampa Bay Lightning. And my kid goes, Daddy, we should have gone back to Miami and then just went to Tampa Bay. I was like, why don't we just fly into Tampa Bay? Into Tampa.
Yeah, why would you go to
Why
Miami?
were you not flying into Tampa? But they love Miami, so shout out to Playmaker and all my friends there in Miami. My good friend Nelson as well. Shout out to him. So yeah, we're really excited about the market today. If you can't tell, with only 5 minutes to go, Brandon, those mocks are big.
Let's go to some of the meme stocks yesterday. AMC and GME, out of nowhere, it kind of seemed, just after the open, went straight upside. Came all the way back then. But trying to go higher again here, guys, in the pre-market on decent volume once again.
The GameStop just went 10% up. That's not nearly what it did yesterday,
Now?
but now it's 10% because it closed down.
AMC,
Like, remember, it absolutely flushed in yesterday's market. Like, you saw it just absolutely get crushed late in the day. But it is up. It's trying to break back out. This 98 is kind of significant. That's why I think it's slowing down here. But I'm always looking to go usually the other direction, and that'll be if we get up and try to retest that 110. And I said this yesterday, if you get through 110, it's actually 125 on GameStop. And I'm not saying you should never, don't let one trade shut you down. But if it goes to 125, like, that's probably the kind of opportunity where, I'm definitely going to want a shot at it to the short side through that kind of a price. If I was picking a bid, it's closer to the 80s than here. That's why I don't necessarily love it to the long side.
Yeah. And yeah, I know it's Tampa Bay Rays. Like, I know,
but we're old.
I know someone said the Tampa Bay Devil Rays 20 years ago. That's why I said it, because
that's what they are.
That's what it was. Evan Longoria. How about that name there, guys?
He's on the Giants. He still plays.
What?
Yes. Evan Longoria is still in MLB.
All right, this is too much. Yeah, good for him, man. I mean, some of these careers on these guys are on fire.
He's getting paid.
And the good thing about Tampa is, I mean, I don't know, they must have the amazing scouting. Like, every year, these guys have a very limited payroll and seem to be at the top of the AL East, which is the hardest. Well, I mean,
go buy Taj Bradley autos. That guy's the best pitcher in the minor leagues. Maybe number 2.
There
the guy's
you go.
a monster.
AMC's starting to go up right now. We're 11 cents in the money, a whopping 11 cents. I'm waiting to get some out in the 40s, and then we'll see if it can fly up. We have 1260 pegged. And just as I was saying, the market looks like it was FOMO to the upside. We just dropped 0.5%. So watch out here. I do have Apple pegged down to 143. So we'll see if that can come through. Apple down here, 143 off the open. That was that little dip there, right into there. If we get hit and start to come back to the downside, we got to respect some of these levels. So Apple looking like it wants to come down again here. Could get a flush off the open. And again, some of those market on open orders. Oh, we can check quickly. We didn't see NASDAQ. I know Brendan's waiting. Let's see if anything changed in the NASDAQ. No, it did not. It actually, SQQ is a sell. So that's good for the market, right? So SoFi with the buy there. SNDL, whatever. We didn't even talk. Remember I said light up all your cannabis shares? What did Aurora Cannabis do? That's not even on our list today. ACB is a NASDAQ stock, and I called up New York. What? Yeah, $1 billion loss. That's no surprise there. Thank you, my friend. 1.6% up. That's a surprise. That's a fade. Brendan over there at the big screen, he's talking all about Veru, guys.
Not much else happening, guys, in small cap land today. Just took out the high once again for VERU. Go to a daily chart. What is it? 1040 to 1060. Call it 1050 if you want a single line. But this area on the daily chart that's come into play a few times here, going to be important today. If we do get a pullback, needs to hold 1040 to 1060, worth a shot on the long at that point, guys.
All right.
So rightfully pointed out in the chat that this little pullback that we're seeing in the market, or pullback going into the open that we're seeing, kind of being led by Microsoft. And when I was talking to Arun this morning, he said significant names are at resistance points, Softy being one of them at that 260. So it might pull back here. Remember how good 250 is. I think that's a level we want to pay attention to. A couple of other names. We talked about the Chinese ADRs all being to the upside. Well, all being relatively strong this morning. I don't want to say they're all up when I haven't checked every single one of them. NEO is trying to break back out. It's got resistance at 1450. I did write down, now I know why I wrote down 1380, because we did have yesterday's high there. So a barcode off 1380 could establish that as a level. But I do prefer the dip between 12.8 and 13.2. Tesla has already broken, like I said. I was kind of upset about that, but I was upset but not upset. I was more upset that we didn't get a chance to trade off these levels that we were trading yesterday, that 725 area, 730, which was having trouble breaking out. I still like those for dip buys today. 750 could come into play, but after breaking higher on the Twitter news, the levels we liked from yesterday that we're going long are probably not coming back into play. But you can see we're only going long at that 720 area. I don't think we get it today. I was kind of on the train home. I was like, oh, give me that price tomorrow on Tesla. And then, of course, Elon did his thing, and now we're like $60 higher. So.
But that doesn't, I mean, honestly now, like, see, all of a sudden, it's so funny how, like, everything changes a little bit. The NASDAQ just pulls back down, and I'm getting, like, you know, flashbacks of, like, what always happens every day. So I don't know if it's a flashback or if it's a reality, but we're getting ready to rock and roll right here. The bull is in the building, man. You guys saw me turn it around yesterday on the afternoon show. So that's, you know, swing trade. Let's go. We're up right now with only 15 seconds left to go. It's Miss V over there looking dapper in the black. She's got on her jacket today. She means business. It's Miss V in the building with only 5, 4, 3. Let's get ready to rock and roll this market. And 1.
Yes, let's go. And I just remembered Lucas moved my countdown thing, so I almost messed that one up for you guys.
Nice one,
thankfully, no mistake. That was on me. I knew he moved it. Tesla immediately starting to retrace back into the downside. So 750 is a significant level, but I like 720 is a heck of a lot better. I don't think we get it. Nvidia's starting to go down, but coin is going up. Coin already through 70. It could false break a 70 here. So if it does do that, like I don't want to hold off and I want to hold off on celebrating until we hold a bid above 70 even, because this is a trail spot for me. We've seen the whipsaw action in the futures before, and this feels like a bit of a jailbreak. Meanwhile, oh my goodness, Tesla's just plunging. It's going the other way, Tesla. This is absolutely insane. I got to get over to that one in a quick second, but I'm going to get my trail out there on Coinbase just to make sure we can lock this in, because this was the channel that we were concerned about. It was that 70 area. So as good as it is, I want to make sure I lock in that profit. NVIDIA, still barcoding off the side. It's just Tesla, which is falling like an absolute rock, guys. Wow, okay, maybe we will see some of these levels start to come in for Tesla, but
what was up with
4.5 on Coinbase. NVIDIA now back through the high of the day. Let's see if we can't get some more of that out. I'm watching a firm that rolled over. I didn't catch it off the short because I was watching other things, but it did roll over from that 25 top.
Here we go. It's FOMO time.
Why is Tesla
the market's starting to go upside right now. We talked about a little bit of a flush. Unfortunately, it didn't come in and hit me on anything. So that was the problem there. We were waiting a little bit too low, but here comes the move back up to the upside. So we're getting ready to lock and load on something here. I tried to buy some Facebook 193. We missed that one. That was another name that was on our radar. AMC still not open. Apple bumping around as well. Let's check out Softy quickly. I'm in nothing. I'm still in AMC, and it's not even open yet, so we're going to wait to see where that goes. Microsoft, nice little touch bottom there again at 257, right into there. Still, though, you know, my levels were down here a little bit, 255, 256. Thought we'd get a little more of a flush than this, but here we go back up to the upside as this market's rocking. We got to get long something, but I'm also not afraid to be a little patient with this.
Yes, be patient. That's what it's all about. Like, make sure, and when you get your shot, be like Austin Matthews. Don't hesitate. Take your shot when it's there. But, you know, don't go from the blue line or anything like that. That doesn't work anymore. Ally Frady. NVIDIA just got to 169, so I took some of that out there. Make sure we bank some profit. I watched the firm, and I went right over to Tesla and Coinbase because of the moves, and then missed a chance at the curl on a firm. And that's a trade you make at 9:30. So it is what it is. I don't have it. If it pops back up and retests this 25, maybe we get that gift. I don't know if that's going to be the case, but either way, Rivian also broke back out and then immediately retraced through this 27 area. So I kind of had 26 as a possible base of entry, but at the open, other things were happening. Let's look to see if it can hold that. Brendo.
Wild ride so far this week for Roblox, guys. Here we go again. Another 11% on a massive volume spike here for RBLX.
Oh, yeah, Roblox. That wasn't, so there were so many names that were setting up. That's still New York, Neil. There were so many names that were setting up for breaks, of course, because this one was right at that $30 area. I don't want to be buying a dip if it pulls all the way back into 30. There's a few other names I think are a little bit more attractive. NIO, it just tried to make a breakout at 14. Bit of a shallow one, but it did come and check that channel at 13.7. So that puts that 1380 long to the pre-market low back into play. I did want to see us take this level at the open. So, you know, I'll go in front of that 13.8, but I wanted to come back to my price a little bit here. And I still like the long down at that 1280 to 1320. Obviously, you know, we're too far away from that to be concerned with it just yet. Tesla starting to hold 760. That's not a bad price. I want to see what it does there. That was yesterday's high.
Come on, let's go, man. Let's see if we can get this going. Now we are into Facebook. We're trying to play off this 190 level here. 190, 150 was the bottom. So yeah, your boy averaged into it. And now we're just going to wait to see where we go on this one. I wanted this name, so we've just taken out decent profit already. We're long at 192.70 right now. And yeah, we're doing it again right now. 83 cents in the money now on this trade here for Facebook as it's trying to go, man, to the upside. AMC is open now. AMC dipped down to 11.70 there. We were waiting at 11.60, so no moss on that trade, but now we're open there. Yeah, and this is why you got to scalp some out. I said that yesterday about it being a scalper's market. Like, you know, this could easily just tick down and take me out here if the NASDAQ flushes like it's trying to do right now, right? So you got to be very, very careful with some of these trades. This is the NASDAQ. This is oil. Oil's up 3% today. NASDAQ is starting to fade back in a little bit here, so watch out for the longs. I mean, that's why we took some profit there when it went back to the upside. We actually took out a third of that for that 50 cents. So let's see if we can average back in, but we're waiting for this 190 break, sorry, 191 break here on Facebook. So that's been the bottom. Let's see if it can hold. Yesterday we got ticked down on some of these trades. I'm willing to sit here, see if it happens again, and then just wait for levels once again. But I like that 191 here on Facebook. It's come in. You can see the sort of the help that we had yesterday. That very bottom is 190. So maybe we have to slow down a little bit and give it to that 190 area there to make sure that we're wrong. It's actually 189.50 to be honest with you. So I think we might rethink about this. I'm going to cancel my stop order here and rethink about where we want to get this one. That 189.50 is a much better level than me just punching out right now.
Yeah, the rug pull as usual. So like you get that break to the upside, got to take some profit on the way up. Lucky enough to have done so, but now you're rug pulling. And I saw someone say there was a huge offer on Rivian that might have just turned it around, but it's still holding above 26. That's not the one I want to come to. I want to come back to look at NVIDIA. Okay, so this wick, I hate when these wicks happen. NVIDIA is still barely above the pre-market low, 166. I had to stop there. That's how I know there's absolutely 0% chance that it traded through because my stop would have triggered. We took some profit on the way up a couple of times. It looks like they want to try and pull the rug. As per usual, that's what we keep having in this market. 750 just got tested on Tesla. So there's that 750. So I had to quicken it out on top of itself right at that 760. But 750 just got a little bit of a bounce play. And remember we talked about Microsoft, how Microsoft was sort of leading that charge before the market opened by rolling over. 255, 250, two significant levels for Softy. If we get a bounce off those, it's okay. And guess what didn't happen at the open? We did not have that follow through. For UVXY to the downside. And that's one thing I should have been paying a little bit more close attention to. I probably wouldn't have even reloaded in NVIDIA if I'd noticed that. But hey, we got a couple of these bounces. They're starting to come back in the money. Let's see if we can't take some profit. Because if you don't take profit on these bounce longs, you know, in 5 minutes or so, or like 30 seconds sometimes, that can get away from you pretty quick.
Yeah, I mean, I'm down with all that talk. All right, so Facebook's starting to rip. We're 70 cents back in the money on that one. And I am looking to get AMD long through 89 right now. If AMD could somehow take out 89, I know it's danced around this 88. I like that level as well. But I don't necessarily want to, you know, be caught as the market's coming back down into both Facebook and AMD. I'd rather play the break long. So there it is right now. We are long now AMD into 89 bucks. Let's give this one a little bit of room. Did I get my full? Okay, there's 30 cents. We'll go, yeah, buddy. As now AMD's starting to rip back up to the upside, and here it goes. I thought I put on more shares there. I don't think I got filled for everything, but now AMD going back up to the upside. Good little trade here. We just took 40 cents. Let's see if we can take a little bit more here on that name. As Facebook right now, $1 and change back into the money on this name. So yeah, we're rocking, rolling. We're cooking with gas as we thought we would be today. Nice little upside move. The average in on AMC also back down at 1170. So yeah, right now we're 3 for 3. AMD 20 cents, Facebook $1.20, and short-lived, but let's see what AMC can do here at 12 bucks.
NEO was able to get that bounce in front of 80s, played it back to 14, where there is an iceberg for now at that 14 level. So someone dumping a bunch of shares at that 14 price. Not dumping, sorry, selling a bunch of shares at that 14 price. NVIDIA, very similar story on the bounce. Yeah, forget it, I'll just do this. On the bounce, we're able to pick some up in front of that 166 pre-market low. That makes our average price in the 170 range. I took some more shares out when we cleared or got back to the previous high at the open. That was 168.50. We couldn't get through that price again, so just like NEO, a lower high being put in, take some profit when it gets there, and then move on to the next play. Tesla, on the other hand, I missed the 750 bounce. I got NEO at that time. We bounced off 750, got back to that 760 area, but there's still overhead resistance on almost everything I'm looking at. We broke back down below, and now we need to churn back through these highs to get that breakout. Brendo?
Tesla moving. That means some of the other EVs moving. Here's Lucid, guys. What a move. 9.5%, almost 10% straight to the upside. For Lucid today, I also want to mention Apploven, big mover yesterday as well, with some of the meme stocks up 15% again.
All right. Yeah, I'm just getting my stop order set up because, yeah.
Apploven.
I was going to say McLovin.
I call it
sitting there.
Apploven.
We just watched Superbad the other day. What a great movie. I tweeted it out that we were watching it. That was pretty funny. Movie there. Don't watch that one with your kids. That's not a great one to watch there.
Not my dog.
Yeah. Well, I'm talking about kids. Okay. So, all right. Just a quick little review here. As AMC has come back down, we talked about taking some out at 12. So there's the out there at 12. Small piece out, man. Like 15% or something. So we're going to wait to see what happens. I still have 1150 as on my mind here to see what happens from yesterday. Here's 1150. We talked about that earlier on. I mean, there's nothing really significant there. This bottom really is 1140, so I think we'll give it to there at least with an average in back down around 1150 if that can work. Facebook is working, man. Facebook is off right now. Beautiful moves to the upside here. Look at these Facebook trades. But, you know, the markets come down and Facebook is still hanging out to the upside. So I think if there's going to be a long that we're going to try to like lean on a little bit here today, just like yesterday, it'll be Facebook. Okay, we're reloaded. AMD just came down and touched us down there. Average price now 88.60. So let's see what happens here with AMD, Brendo.
Ford, guys, having a nice day here. Some of the automakers, as we mentioned, here goes Ford back through 13 on volume. I think it was Wells Fargo with a positive note on F today.
Is switching it up.
So remember Veru? Veru put a wick top off top on through $11. You see it go to like $11.72. I still think I said that wrong somehow. So I'm looking to play the top end of that wick to the short side of a trade in case it makes a little bit of a flush. If you're still tracking a firm, yeah, there was no pop to be had. Like it got to that 25. Now the lower high puts in 23.50. So kind of a crazy move still happening over there in a firm. Tesla, by the way, retest 750 to that upside. There's a couple of other names. Bros here, which actually someone just put in the chat. Steve G.
Bros.
It's in New York. This should be loading fine. I did type it right. Yeah, it just broke out the high of the day. 27.5. Interesting to give him price, but it's already jailbroken through 26. Look 30s, then 35 on potential squeeze plays. If it gets up there, I think that's where I want to fade. GameStop, yeah, it tried to go, broke 100, and immediately back down. So it's for now got a wick top through 100 even. So much like Veru, I'd just be playing it off of that high, just a little bit higher, and I'll make that bit of a fade trade. But a firm might be in the missed story. I reloaded on, I didn't reload on NVIDIA, but Coinbase and NEO, the only two longs we have left on. But looking Veru in front of the high, and now GME as well.
Yeah, so we were just cruising on everything. Look at AMC right now, starting to get back upside again one more time. So we'll take another piece out on AMC as it's starting to go. So let's go, Apes. Get behind this, man, and we'll see where we go from here. But we are just cruising. $2 in the money Facebook, man. Facebook at day's high, trying to make that day high pre-market break of 195. We're long guys, we're long 192.50 on Facebook. 192.50 on Facebook. We're long 88.50 right now on AMD as that's trying to make the move to the high side. So one more time, we're up more right now again, well, close to what we're up yesterday at the end of the day. As there we go, AMC, man, just look at the sticky note. I mean, Valeria, please post a sticky note one more time, or Bears vs. Bulls Media. What is on there? AMC, AMD, Facebook, Apple, they're all on there and they're all ripping right now. So let's go 89. Let's get some more out now on AMD. Why not? We are rocking today, man. Friday the 13th, take that and shove it. We told you that Friday the 13th is a better day in the market than every other day. So there you go. Nice little upside move. We said FOMO was here. I said this was a long day. Let's hold out correct. Look, just by getting out now, we win. It's already done. Wow. Now we're starting to really get going. Facebook now $2.25. Just took out 195.
Absolutely. Got a couple of names up. I mean, I'll get to Coinbase and yada, yada, yada. When it gets back to 70, we'll get more excited about it. But I want more than that $4 or $5. I want it breaking through that 70 channel, getting and maybe testing up towards that 75. 80 is a top, I think. Tesla is trying to reclaim 760. Yeah. That's what I'm looking at right now. And GameStop's going through 100. So the break yesterday got to 108. If we can't get through 110, I'm looking to fade on GameStop. I'm not looking to go to the upside there. So I'm just going to hang on to the longs, which are now working because they're in the money. There's nothing to do but manage the trade and look for the next one. And Tesla is holding this bottom of the channel. Market's trying to break out. Tesla's still at that bottom channel. Now if it can go, it's got 20 to the upside just to these highs and a 750 bottom that it's got on it. Brendo.
GameStop going, some of the other ones with short interest starting to go, including this one, Beyond Meat. Remember, halted yesterday on the way to the upside, but here we go again.
Here we go again. Brady Taylor asks, what made me take that Facebook trade? Intuition, baby. This is what we're talking about. Like, you know, you got to have ideas. And I wanted Facebook long. I talked all about this. See all of my tweets this morning. Today's a long day. I'm feeling like the long. I mean, honestly, it's not rocket science here. We talked all about that. I didn't even listen to any of these futures levels or anything. It's just going long into the market today. We knew we wanted AMC from yesterday. We are cashing in on AMC right now. This is a monster trade. And again, I don't own this stock. This is not like pump, pump, pump for me. I'm just simply day trading this name. And it's going to the upside. Give me 46s. Let's go. That's $1. You know, AMC's ripping right now. Facebook is $2.50 now in the money. Just took out $195.50. AMD is $1.50 now in the money. I mean, that's all that it is. I said, let's not take breaks off the open. We let them give us some levels. AMD gave us 88. So that's fine. We'll take it. And now we're in the money, you know, this $1.25 or so on this name. So let's take one more piece out here at the high if we can around here. Did I just get it? Yeah, there it is. There's a 76 out right there. Let's start taking some out. Facebook goes all the way to 195.50. We're only in a small part of this, but, you know, you got to take these names out when they start to bump up. I don't know if this is going to be a pure rally day. I said that, you know, you could get this bump off the open, and that's sort of what's happening right now. So let's take some more pieces out, and we can hold the last like 10, 15%. This is what I do worst, is holding things. So we're going to hold a little bit. There's another out on Facebook. Let's see if we scream higher. Today, as promised, we turned the bear into a bull yesterday at 3 p.m. Today is a good day, Brendan.
Just checking on Laser, LAZR, which is Luminar, having a big move here through 10. Had a volume alert go off there, up 16%, guys. So even the LiDAR makers catching a bid.
Oh, even the LiDAR makers. You know Elon doesn't love those LiDAR makers. I just grabbed GameStop. I was telling you guys the game plan. A lot of people were looking at, you know, there was other meme names going, but GameStop, this is 108 top. If it curled from there or below that price or 110, somewhere in that channel, I said I wanted to short on it when it made the curl. It did. I was only able to get 105s there with a high actually at 107, but first out was just at 103.50. I'm looking to get the rest out here between 100 and 102. Like somewhere in that range makes a heck of a lot of sense to me. We talked about Tesla as well just there. Oh, that time I did do the NZ thing, so this one's not on the charts, that one's on me. Tesla breaking off that 760 level after finally reclaiming it. As you always do with these, I'm going to take a bit of a scalp trade out if I can for the first like $5 worth of the move because the NASDAQ is still trying to break out of the channel. Like we're not through this 12-2 yet. And we get through there, I think that's when you can see the real home run style trades start to come through. But the NASDAQ still trying to break out through those highs. Like we're not quite there just yet.
All right, so no, yeah, and that's the scary thing about it. Like we're already destroyed these longs and we're not there yet. Yo, shout out to Jeff Richards. This is why we do the show. Honestly, this is why I do this. You know, you're welcome, man. Thanks for the long swing trade call. That's exactly what I'm talking about, man, Jeff Richards. So thank you so much for, you know, posting that. And I'm glad you made your weekly goal. Who cares if you sold early? That's the key point. You made your weekly goal again this week. So shout out to you, Jeff Richards. Thank you so much for that super chat. I'll probably wind up tweeting that out. So thank you, Jeff Richards, for your kind words there. And it means a lot to us here at TTVL right there. TTVL, not bad. That was going to be our coin, you know, when we bring out the coin. The TTVL coin right there. I'm going to talk to Sam Bankman-Fried about that one, Brendo.
Yeah, that would be a great idea. Tony wasn't the only one, guys, in there buying up Unity the past couple of days. Here's Kathy Wood with a meager 11.6 million of U back in her pocket. So just saw Unity back to day highs today as well.
Yep, exactly.
So Unity is a strong one, don't get me wrong, but I just got out, like we just got 100 just got taken out well, attempted to be taken out on GameStop there, so we can do one of those. Slap the fail on that breakout. Unity is still pretty strong at that 38 level, if this one even wants to come try to load up here at that 38 level. I was looking for 40 to be a challenge for this stock. Forget about it. It doesn't want to load. Yeah, it's just not going to work, unfortunately. But I can come over to GameStop for you guys. That one failed through that 100 break. It's still got a couple of shots here if you like the long. One would be at that 98 price. That had some significance to it. I think 80s are great. I don't think you're going to see that today. And then, of course, this 96 level. So that's why I like the scalp trade on the way back in. I didn't really check to see what AMC was doing. But I'm going to make the assumption when that turn came in, AMC did something very similar.
Yeah.
Veru was what I was looking for the other kind of pop and fade idea. And guess what? Like, it might still be valid, even though I didn't get it, went over to GameStop. It might still be valid off of this 101, this 11 price. It's sort of stair-stepping down. So it's pretty calm waters here for Veru. I might be able to get something in these, like mid 80s, high 90s in front of that 1120, 1130.
Yo, what's up, Mudman? Thank you for becoming a member. He says, let's go Yankees, and I say, let's go Blue Jays.
Boo.
This is from the 1992 World Series. Original Troll, still in condition here in its packaging. What's up, Troll, man? Let's just give a little rub here, see if we get some good luck going with the Troll. Will the markets, I tweeted this out the other day, will the markets continue the rally so far, or continue the rally today? Let's see. The 8 Ball says, it is certain. It is certain that this market continues to rally. Please do not take financial advice from 8 Ball, but it likes it. It likes the chances right now. AMD up today's high. See ya later goes AMD. What a monster move up here. 90.50 and still going. Hello. We are at the highest spot we've been at all day today as AMC getting off the schneid again, back up to the upside. That's starting to go. We did take some out sub 12. My bad on that one. But hey, like I said, day traders unite. That's what I am. $3 now in the money on Facebook as that's trying to take out 195.50. Man, this market's ripping. Oh, today's a sell day? Nepa. We are ripping upside right now. 2.2% to the upside on the NASDAQ. I came in, told these dudes behind us, let's just go long. And it's a long day. Hopefully we have some graduates back there. Let's go, Brendo.
Even Peloton, guys, having a nice day, 8.5% here. There is an investor day worth noting today. There is a virtual event that's going to be happening for Peloton. So if you're involved, just be aware.
Ooh, Peloton had an interesting chart, but you kind of want to hear those things come out before you get into it. Robinhood, if you remember, up 22%. Well, it's still up 22%. It did dip down below $10 first, so it's got a whipsaw. It's got that V-shaped bottom and a false break to the downside, which does give you a bullish chart. However, I'm going to fade it off the top before you think about any long. That 1075 stands in play here, so I grabbed the 50s to the short side. I never got Veru because we actually didn't have free shorts on Veru. So I had to go ahead I got to confirm that. I just confirmed that now. So we actually have to pay to short Veru. So I'm just going to get that one and see if we can't still make that trade. Unity did take out 39. What I was trying to show you guys before was it's in the midst of a jailbreak already, and it's got $6 worth of a gap up to about 6.44 with only the even $1.44 standing in the way. Coinbase, as we said, kind of gave that channel on Coinbase. Whoops, don't need that order out there. We kind of gave the channel on Coinbase as up to, my lines are gone even though I didn't cancel them, 70, and then from there there's room to 80. So I flip away from the chart and the line goes away? Anyways, but there was a wick through 70 even. If it breaks 70, that's where I'm looking to get out the next level up. It's weird. I drew those lines so that they would be there all day.
Remember yesterday I just scrolled over a little bit and my trade showed up and then I scrolled the other way.
I don't know, man.
And they didn't. But
by the way, Neo's getting really close to this, I guess, weekly resistance at 1440. That's my next out.
You did bang right there. Facebook, by the way, $3.50 in the money right now for Facebook. So I guess instead of going to the cheap wine section today, we can go to the vintages in the LCBO and grab up something here for what's going to be an exciting night tonight, hopefully. And then we have tomorrow, it's Hyde Park T-Ball opening ceremonies. So the kids get piped in. It's going to be great. And my daughter, 7 years old in T-Ball, also going to be trying out for the select team there as well. So she's pretty excited about that. But okay, look what's, I mean, I was going to say, like, let's just look at these trades. But honestly, right now we're $3 in the money on AMD and now $4 in the money on Facebook, right? So as I said, man, the story remains the same for me. I get out too early, but we still have a piece on, and it's Rip City to the north side right now. So let's just keep on going up there. Thank you so much to Andre as well. Andre, 3 stacks right here, $5. Thank you so much for that. You're welcome about the Facebook call yesterday and the Facebook call today, and you cashed out. Gracias. You are welcome there. Big time move to the upside for Facebook. And there's all the bangs coming through on the chat. Thank you so, so much. Bears vs. Bulls Media. We are right there as well. And yeah, we are very, very proud parents up in here. And yeah, there we go, man. Pipe it up, guys. Let's go AMD. Let's go to the upside. We called this a long day, and there it is. Boom goes the dynamite, Brendo.
All over the place today, guys. Even Asana just popping up on a volume chart here. ASAN through 24 there. Barely a red candle so far.
Another one that's super strong. Look, Asana's strong, and I see everyone in the chat, and I've been trying to get to it. SoFi through $6. Monster breakout happening. It just got into what I think is the most significant channel it's had in a while. And it's this 640. Like, it's right here in this 640 up into $7 channel. You know, we were here to day trade, obviously, so once you're in here, you have to start thinking about, I'm always going to start thinking about where it turns around. It's probably closer to 7 even, but once you're in this channel, I think you've got the support easily back at least to $6. If we see anything, I'd say 610 to 630. That's where you're looking for a bit of a dip buy. The one short that I do have on is Robinhood. I never got Veru. I'll have to check back in on that one. That never came in, unfortunately, for me. But Robinhood on the curl, I'll play back into this 10-20 level just to see if we can't work off the high of the day. And anything that's going to show you that weakness, I did want a firm as well, but you know, beggars can't be choosers. Never got into a firm. That is still flushing. Like, there was never a chance to get that pop, to get the fade off of that pop. It did it almost immediately at that open, but Robinhood were able to get. I did take some out of NEO as it started slowing down a little bit. You do have it to that 1425-ish mark. Thought we'd get a little bit closer to 1450 before it slowed, but you know, 1450 is still a pretty big level on its own. I think we can safely buy the dip there. And reasons for that, UVXY, there's your continuation. You finally broke this channel and got some continuation into the downside on volatility. Next stop, this band here, 16 to about 1630. The NASDAQ's breaking out, volatility's breaking down. If I'm not shorting something which was up too much that cannot take out the highs, then you're waiting for something to go parabolic. Otherwise, you can still hold on to your longs.
Yeah, I was right now. I mean, I'm doing the same kind of thing here and looking at AMC actually right now. I mean, I'm just holding on. I came in here today and literally Neil was sitting here and Brandon was sitting here and I'm like, rally day. This is going to the upside today. So we got to take advantage of that, and we did that today for sure. As the market is definitely paying us off here one more time. And thank you again to everybody on the chat for all your super chats and all your kind words about everything that we do here at Trader TV Live. And we're trying to educate and just make a difference here. So hopefully that's helped. And it really makes me proud to see some people saying that, you know, they're trading better than ever and they've really learned a lot from us. And I'm still watching this chat as much as I can and still trying to manage these positions. But as you guys can see here, we're just letting things just roll right now. I mean, I don't even want to get out. We only have 10% left of literally all 3 of these positions. So we are looking for some new names. And I'm always going to go over to Microsoft. Actually, you know what, Neil? I haven't heard you say this one time today. A firm. Yeah.
I've said a firm like 3 times. I just
but
I never got in the trade.
Oh my
That's
God.
the problem.
Oh my God, it went right.
It did the pop and
canceled.
fade, but it didn't.
What am I even doing? On that NASDAQ.
You have to be on that stock
Yes.
at 9:30 to
Yes.
get that trade. It's like Rivian when it falls. You have to be on that stock at 9:30 to get it.
Look at this. Look at this on the sticky note, guys. You want to talk about what the sticky note can mean to you if you watch it? 22 long if it comes in. I canceled that bid because the NASDAQ was tanking there, and I was like, I'm just going to focus on Facebook and AMD. Look, I'm super happy I did that, but we were sitting here at like 22.20, something like that. It came right into that level, then ripped up $2. So missed opportunity there on a firm. That's fine. We'll just move off of it. But a firm right now, that was a great trade there. Robinhood, we wanted to look at 11 without even me looking at it. 11, we would have took the break, but at the same time, you know, know, we want to be able to fade. Oops, Robinhood's a NASDAQ stock. We wanted to be able to fade any move back down. So no break at all at 11. So that doesn't matter at this point. But we did want to fade any tops. Right now, it's given us a top at 1050. So a little bit of a rally in Robinhood, and we'll be there to hit it to the downside. So let's start looking for some more trades, man. Maybe we got to get Apple short, because if this market is done going up, that means it going down. And we know that Apple right now has been weak over the last couple of days. So let's have a look there.
Well, I'm not saying the market's going down, but Robinhood's going down. And I love Sam Bankman-Fried. He's a super smart dude. Brendan was actually telling a story I'll get to in a quick second here. But $10 level, that's a wick bottom. If you have a wick bottom like this, I'm going to assume that it could be resistance. And I've said this. When usually you have a big investor come in, regardless of their future plans for it, sometimes it can put a temporary or artificial floors on a stock. So maybe 10 will be it, maybe not. I thought it'd be closer to 9. But I'm going to scalp that trade out in front of 10. If you can get 10.50 back into 10, that is a return you should look for when you're counter trend. And yeah, he's a smart guy. I'd love to have him back and certainly to talk to about it. But we're here to make these trades. And I saw a short off the high of the day available to us there. Another name which I'm almost always short, load, Virgin Galactic. It'll come up here. Just made a curl off of 650. It's up 10% because on a day like today, if you don't think something like a Virgin Galactic is going to try to make a run, then I don't know what you're looking at. But I'm over here looking at this 650 and saying, if I can now fade off of a 650 high, it's a nice round number. We'll go ahead and take it. With the market trying to still go, guess what came back down to earth? Coinbase. It cannot seem to break back above that 70 area. So it's coming right back into that bid. I'll take my shot in front of it. I actually have not got a reload at any point in Coinbase. Like, it's just gone back and forth that 70. I got the scalp to 68 off this long, and now I'm just looking for the 65 reload, which has not come into play just yet. But if I get to fill, fine. If it takes out the bottom, we're out. It's Virgin Galactic. If I'm going to try something short right now, as I just got out of Robinhood, so I can't hold on to that one, shorting Virgin Galactic is the lower hanging fruit for me.
Yeah, we just got into more Facebook, and guess what? It went up right there. So we're good. Like, we just put on more Facebook right there at 194.70, right? It's at 195.20 right now. So that's a nice little move to the upside. We're actually waiting at 195.30. There. Like, we just did this. What the is going on right now? I need that lottery ticket, man. Like, we just reloaded Facebook and then just took now it's up 70 cents from that reload level. So, yeah, man, this is just what exactly is happening? It's now $1 in the money. We just took this, man. Brendan, this day is getting better and better and better as the NASDAQ just keeps on moving upside right here. We reloaded our Facebook. Now $1 in the money on the reload itself. So let's go upside here and go over to Brendan and see how that board looks.
Just be aware, guys, there was a consumer sentiment number just out, 59.1 versus 64.1 expected. So much lower than expected there. Not sure if we get a reaction, but University of Michigan sentiment number out at 10 o'clock there. Here we go, 1.75 for the S&P, the Dow, full percent. Nice day for small caps here. It's the 2,000, you can see, 2.5% for the Russell. Back to the upside, NASDAQ as well, leading the way. Almost 3% for the NASDAQ 100 right now. Rivian, we talked about this morning in the pre-market a little bit. Back on watch after the earnings rally we saw yesterday. Gave you a break of the high up to 28. But yeah, look what's happening. Big move back down right now for RIVN. Yeah, Twitter as well was the big news story this morning. But nothing to see here so far, guys, for Twitter. Back over to you.
Well, we didn't really think there would be anything to see with Twitter. Like, I think if you're trying to scalp it, there's going to be opportunities out there because you can do that. You know, it's not spread trading because it will move a bit, but you know, you're not going to get a gigantic range unless a shoe drops, like break major support. Sorry, I'm just getting some locates on Beyond Meat. We have to pay for Beyond Meat locates, but that one just broke and put a wick top at 30, which puts the 30 in play. So that's why I'm sort of getting over to that one. GameStop is still above 100, which puts that very much in play for me as well. We never got Veru. I did just get Virgin Galactic, however. And here comes Tesla back to that 780 level. If 780 clears on Tesla, more like 785, 825, two significant levels to the upside. But it's been, not going as strongly as you would anticipate this morning.
I am just amazed at this market, and I am so happy that we mentioned to everybody about this long. Like, we just took this Facebook trade reload right there at 194.70. It's at 196.70. I just took $2 on that reload position right now. So, I mean, this market is off. And I like I said, I know Arun was talking about some higher support levels. I don't even know what those are, but we're getting close to probably right now as the NASDAQ is up 3%. What a big move upside here today.
It's 25 points from here on the ES.
Okay, so that's okay. So
it's
yeah,
we're not there yet.
25 points is pretty close though, man. 4,000.
We just hit 4,000 now.
Yeah. So yeah, good move upside today. I mean, the ES right now just moved up. How many points here from that bottom? So the ES just rallied up. Yeah, there's some 39.60 up to 4,000. So yeah, about 40 points upside with a lot more to come here maybe. And then watch out. So that's good. I just want to announce that Arun level there. So that's good. So 4,025 is what you're looking at. If we get that, then we're just going to close our trade thing and take the afternoon off, man. This has been such a great day here for us. We will, of course, not do that. But there it is, man. Here's the tweet that we put out not too long ago right here, 2 hours ago. Feels like a long day. 2 hours ago. Feels like a long day. Does it feel like that, Brendo? Valeria?
Hey guys, I hope you're having a wonderful, profitable day, and I remind you to like this video. I know you're busy this morning, but it's officially like o'clock. Please smash that like button. And also, guys, a lot of people on the chat talk about Viru. We broke $12 to the upside, so maybe we can take a look at that one.
Yeah, it's starting to go again. And remember, Veru was the one that went it was like level after level after level. And the first day that it was crazy, I do remember it was free to short, and that was part of the reason why it went as strong, because every single day trader in the world had to pay zero for the locates, meaning that they were just piling into it. So more patience is required with this stock. It's got, if you can see, like 13 to 13.50, my 15 doesn't want to go back any further, but that's all you need. 13 to 13.50 is another 10% up from here. It might be at risk of halting if it were to make one more press into that range, so at least watch out for that. But that's the price level I'm looking at for Veru in particular. NEO just pulled back pretty significantly here, as the market's still trending at 4,000 mark on the ES, providing a little bit of resistance. NEO's now holding VWAP in 14 pretty well. I've been trying to dip by only in the 70s to 80s, like the price that we got in. Patience has been good this week, but today it's like, yeah, you're not really getting the dips that you want. I did get back into Coinbase, however, because that came back to the price levels that we like, that 66 area. So playing inside the range looks like it's the way to go here. It is already up 13%, and it had a 40 bottom on it, or a 42 bottom, or 41 bottom on it. So it is up pretty significantly. Maybe it doesn't have the juice to get through 70, but that still gives you $1.50 scalp trades.
Yeah, wow, look at Veru. I mean, I'm probably, honestly, guys, the day that I've had already, you've seen what's been going down. I'll look for some good trades, but things got to come back in right now. I don't want to short it. We're already still long, so let's just wait for this, the levels to develop. And on that note, hey, what's up? Fahad, stop looking at your account. Veru, right now up 37%. I'm just playing around. Fahad is definitely on those ones and twos over there. I mean, and look, guys, this is what we got to say. A big shout out to all of our production team, man. Lucas and Fahad, I mean, getting these shots, getting these angles, the lighting, trying to make guys like me and Neil look good. It's easy to make Neil look good, but to make me look good,
Brendan,
come on.
You mean?
Yeah, well, Brendan, whatever, man. That guy,
hey,
yeah.
He still looks like
he's on his own planet.
He cut his hair this morning.
But he cut his hair this morning. What?
Well,
okay.
look at it.
Yeah, pretty.
Right?
No, he's saying no.
But it's like all lined up and
He's
everything.
saying no to that.
I don't line my hair every day.
Yeah, well, this guy's a dapper individual right there. Okay, but forget about how handsome Brendan is. I mean, that's fine. That's a story for another day. But look at Veru. 37.5%. Where's that bang right there? This is not the bros. This is a bang to the upside right there as we go. We'll spin the money because anybody long Veru, we talked about that yesterday, man, off $8 right there. Like, this was a great area. I didn't even notice this in the afternoon. I honestly wish I would have noticed that was holding so good there. $8. Look at the reward you're getting today, up to 38%. Wowee. Another name that Fahad was asking me about, I just saw in the chat there, was SoFi. SoFi up to 650 right now today. Another big mover for SoFi. And again, it's like, do you really want to pay up for some of these names considering where we've come from? Well, you may not get a chance because who knows if this is going to fall again. SoFi right now, building up. This is probably a short up here around 660, especially if you think the market's going to go one way. I'm excited for this, but yeah, let's just watch out for SoFi here. No trade for me today. Obviously, it's ripped off the open, so we'll watch. I mean, it's going to try to hold 640 here. That might be a good play there for SoFi, but I mean, we only have 10% of this AMD. This is a reload spot. Remember where we were long Facebook this morning? 192. It's $4. But, you know, our net's starting to, you know, kind of just tick around here. We're out of this AMC trade. We took it early. We got it late there off the open, 936. I guess I shouldn't say that late, but we wait for it to come down into some of these levels. So this is so good, man. I mean, we're going to have to look. I see someone telling you about Alibaba. I don't know if you're in it, but we did look at some Chinese.
Just
Neo. You're into Neo. That's probably why.
I called up Baba, and it was one of the names I meant to look at, but I didn't see anything I absolutely loved here. I just got into Unity, by the way, because it put a wick top, and that's what I'm kind of hunting for. Like, if you got longs you like, you reload at the prices that are good, you have your stops in, scalp your profit. I just scalped some profit on Coinbase, but I'd rather show you Unity software. So I'm going to get my stop in at that 40 level. Remember, it bounced off 30, so 30 to 40, nice round number. Consolidation right here around 30, 39.50 or so, so that's where I grabbed the short just under that. My stop is aggressive through 40 even. But Baba was a tricky one because I like the levels on Neo better. That's probably the only explanation I can give you as to why I took the Neo long. There we go. Now it's loading up. It gives the wick bottom. And give me a break daily chart. I'll go to the 15 because that one's actually going to bother to work here. When I looked at this chart, I was saying to myself, okay, well, I really like it if it gets to like 80, 81. It seemed incredibly unlikely that we're going to see that price. And then if you took the breakout, I felt you were giving it way too much room. Like, that's $3 I felt you were putting up. Now it looks like that's great because obviously the break would have given you 1-to-1 at this point, but overhead resistance does lie. This is the channel that it needs to break. Like, all it's done is come right back to where it was, you know, earlier on in the week, and then 89 is your resistance. So that's kind of the reason it was sitting in the middle. I didn't like it as much. I preferred Neo from risk to reward, and it's getting to that point where it might be a short off those highs. 89 it would have to get to. Patience, patience, patience. It doesn't matter which direction you want to trade. You should have a little bit of patience, you know, in getting your prices that you want and not just chasing moves. You can see what's still happening in Coinbase. Like, it's just bouncing off of this, and then we're scalping it back to the upside. So it's back now like $1 in the money. If it gets to the 2 to 250, I'm going to have to take it. It doesn't seem to want to break 70 even. And you can't ignore the fact that this is wick top, lower high, lower high. So as good as the long has been in Coinbase, if you break down below now and hold below 65, that's a pretty bearish looking chart all of a sudden. And we've seen that picture all too often, and you don't want to get trapped in it. Robinhood, I'm not reloading it at this price. I kind of feel like I'd have to get 50s to 60s again. It's already given you that scalp trade back into $10, $10.50 to 10. That's been made. Now I'd have to get a better price to have to go back to it. Maybe a chance at GameStop here. Ooh. GameStop just got to 103. I don't know where AMC is. I should probably check that.
1220. I mean, it's kind of at the highs, but just hovering.
Okay, so because you got to watch. If AMC's taking out the high of the day and you're trying to short GameStop off its high of the day, well, that's a good way to get blown out. So I want to make sure that I guess the meme leader, which I guess yesterday was AMC, I think it went first, it's not breaking highs if I take another shot at GameStop here. And 108 to 110, that was the resistance anyway. So it could still break out the high and be valid for a short trade for me.
Man, we just talked about Shopify earlier on in the day, and it's up 13% today, man. Did I say about a rally today? I don't know if I've mentioned that yet. Okay, AMD right now, $3 in the money. I mean, just wish we had held on to it, but hey, you know, I mean, the NASDAQ being up 3% today, that's it's nice to call a rally, and we've really destroyed it, so that's all good. But AMD, like, nicely up to 91.50. But you know what? New position alert. Short Apple. So right there, we shorted Apple. This is what we're waiting for. We waited for it to make a level. It gave that 146. This is the exact level yesterday that we were looking at, that we were short right there on that 146.25. But today, I'm not giving this one that much room. If we break through 146 to the upside, then we're going to get out of Apple. So we're now averaged in. We are short Apple. The good thing about it is, even though I'm short and this is starting to go against me, my net is actually going up because we have AMC long, we have Facebook long, and we have AMD long that are accelerating to the upside as Apple just dances a little bit here at 146. So let's see. It looks like it wants to touch that 146 level, so maybe we have to go a little higher on that break. But right now we're short 145.73 right now on Apple. So if it comes back in, hey man, we'll watch that that, and then watch the market fall back in, and then not worry about our Facebook and AMD. So we'll see if that can get in right now. There is a level at 145.50 right here to look at. So if you want to take, and I will scalp out. I mean, hey, that's what's up. My name is Sean. I'm a scalper, but we'll take out some here for 20 cents. If it goes back down to 145.50, we'll take a piece out, and then hopefully this market will start to head a little southbound, and we'll be able to cash in on what is a weaker name here, Apple. But Brendan over there, any news, bud?
So many things up 10+% today. Here's another one, guys. This Bumble reported 2 days ago. Aftermarket had a big day yesterday, just took out that high, held it nicely, 24 through to 25.5 for Bumble even.
Oh, Bumble. That was,
Bumble.
another name. And you've got to try to pick the ones you like. And been sort of looking at the same names at the top. I see a firm at 24. It's a decent level. I think the bigger one is a little bit higher up, but it's worth a bit of a shot. But I just got into Veru because it broke 13, couldn't get back up to this 1350 area, 1370, these highs. And that's going back all the way to the beginning of May, by the way. But if it can't chew through there, that's a bit of a shorter reversal play there. So I'm in this Veru now, finally. Got a setup that we liked to add that to Unity. And then Affirm is the one that I think a lot of people were just saying. It's rejecting 24 pretty heavily. 25 I still think is a bigger level. You can see that on the 15-minute chart, but that's not a horrible place. It does look more like a break to me. And sort of sitting in too many of these rollover tile plays at the same time is a good way to get run over. I suppose Affirm could have been the lower hanging fruit, but I'm already in 2. I don't need to put a third on just now, especially when I'm also looking at GameStop near the high.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm looking at a couple highs here. We just got out of our Apple, at some of it out, 15% out at 55, sorry, 20% out at 55 there, 420 pennies. We talked about just taking that out. The market's strong here. Do I really want to be short Apple? Yes, I do. Why? Because we're into that level again here that we just talked about from yesterday. So you got to respect some of your ideas. We had this idea yesterday, 46.25. Now that we took some out there at 55 and put money in our pocket here, you know, we can now say, let's give it a little bit more room to the upside, as it looks like right now it's going. This is fine. Like, look, do I want to lose on any trades? No. But for Apple right now, I mean, we're long everything else. So if Apple starts to go up and does rip our faces off, I mean, Facebook and AMD are going to cover that net right there. So hopefully, you know, it's not a hedge position, but it's just allowing me to sort of relax, settle down, and maybe not scalp out of this Apple as fast as I would have on the out, you know, if I'm wrong, because we do have some protection there. But at the same time, like, if the market wants to fall, man, the market's going to fall. And I don't want to be sitting here just holding AMD because I like the long. We've already been long at 88 bucks. It's at 91.50. So, I mean, you know, we're starting to bounce around a little bit here. Some of these wick bottoms include $91. I think the best out for me here would be a 90.80. So let's get this out, 40 cents lower, 90.80. Does it suck to do that? Yes. But if AMD is going to 90.80, guess where Apple's going? So let's get that out at 90.80 if it goes back down in. So that's a little cover there for me. And then on the Facebook long, I mean, it's just touched 197.50. Are you kidding me? We were long 192. I'm going to give this one all the way back here to 195.50 or so. Like, I want to be long Facebook. I'm not as concerned about this one as I would be like an AMD that's just rocking right now to the upside, and make sure that we don't lose it on the downside. But you know what? This is what stop orders are for. We're going to use them. Good call if you got short on GME. I'm not sure if you did.
I didn't. I got
AMC tank.
I got Veru. That one's starting to work here, and Unity's starting to go, but GameStop I didn't get into, and you got to pick and choose, man. I was watching like 4 names at once, and the problem, it's risk to reward, right? Like, did I want to short off the lower high that wasn't as good? That 103.50, that 104 area. I opted not to because I thought with AMC ripping, I was going to get a shot at like 105 and higher. And you make that judgment call and it ends up being wrong here. It's the same thing with Affirm, right? Like, I just said, I prefer the other 2 that I got into. I'm not going to short Affirm at that price, and you can see that's actually starting to work. Veru I've already taken profit on, but Unity, if you're looking for some relative strength, congrats, Tony. You might have found it. Like, this got to that 40, rejected it once, rejected it twice, but it won't even give a pullback. I've gotten a little more aggressive with my orders on the bid. I was actually holding for 38.50 and then in front of 39. I've actually moved them up because of the strength that Unity is now showing. But it's still in the money for now. Brendo?
Surprisingly, one that hasn't gone yet, guys. Robinhood getting quite tight here on its consolidation. as we work into a bit of a wedge in front of 1050, but 22% on that Sam Bankman-Fried purchase for Robinhood.
All right, trend is your friend, but we're going to play downside on Apple here, so we're going to watch out for that one. I'm going to look at Robinhood. I mean, you know, I like this name if we developed a short into here, and I think we're getting close enough, man. Like this 1080 isn't horrible, bless you, isn't a horrible call there, 1080. So if this starts to go, come on, Apple. But if Robinhood starts to go, Apple right now down 30 cents now in the money. That's going to be a good one for us here. Look at Apple going down now, 30 cents in the money, as AMD takes out the high of the day. So, yeah, man.
I think Microsoft's going to determine here.
Yeah, today, right now, it's a belly dance kind of day as we are just like at the highest spot we've been at all day. And we have on like this little baby hedge that we talked about as Apple right now coming back in 145. Wow. Okay. Oh, that's AMD still. Apple coming in 70 cents now in the money on this Apple trade. So I'm going to put a bid at 36. We just got picked up there again. Let's go, man. This is a hot dog kind of day. The hot dogs are flying around. You shouldn't have hot dogs for breakfast, but if you're making these trades, eat whatever the hell you want.
When you're camping, actually.
Yeah, I love, camping. Yeah,
let's
go
with the eggs.
camping.
You make the eggs, you throw the hot dogs in there for an extra protein because you don't always have the good sausage, right? So you eat the cheap hot dogs when you go camping.
I'm down.
That's how I'd be rolling. I was sort of saying in the corner of my mouth there that Microsoft make the determination for the next move up here because look at it, try to break these highs. Now, granted, if we get through 261, you've got tons of room to the upside, but it's not once, it's not twice, it's not 3 times. I think I count 4. Yeah, look how many times we've broken the pre-market high and not been able to go through. So the second we got back the last time, I said to myself, if I'm going to be making shorts on these trades and holding onto a couple of longs, then I'm going to get into softy as well. If it takes out 261, I think this market's going to go and your longs are going to finally get that next level up, which is exactly what everyone's been waiting for, right? Like, let's be honest about it. It's like, let's not just have a good day to the upside. Let's have a great day to the upside. I think Microsoft could be the determinator there. Still having some trouble. If you're looking for something which is not going as much as you'd like, yeah, Neo's starting to run out of steam. I thought I heard somebody say that. I still like the reload if I get my prices, but you can see it just doesn't want to seem to come back. It has a chance to still hold 14 even, but I want to be patient when it comes to anything which isn't ripping. The market's at the highs. If it's off its highs, then I don't want to be buying it right here. Time for the small cap recap. Let's go to Brennan.
Hey guys, pretty quiet morning as far as small caps are concerned. I revisited Coupang from yesterday. If you remember, Coupang was up after, I like that name, Coupang. After positive earnings report, we get back into a pretty good congestion area on the daily chart. So I tried to short initially, but so much strength right out of the gate on a lot of these stocks. So I flipped it long, gave you a nice dollar to the upside there, depending on where you got out for Coupang. But price action was key. For some reason, I can't switch. I was going to talk about Vuru as well. I mentioned the 40 to 60 area, 50 if you wanted to draw a solid line, but gave you that pullback exactly into that area. Rewind. Watch what I was saying just before the open, guys. Great long for VERU.
Yeah, there goes Microsoft.
Wow.
Now I want more Neo.
Yep. Okay, there goes the whole world right now. Like we said, man. I don't know. Someone was mentioning long earlier. I can't remember who it was. Okay, so Apple right now, this is why we took some out, man. I mean, we got some out down there at 145.30, you know, for Apple. So now it's starting to blow up and everything else is going. Apple obviously starting to go back up to the upside. We're going to give it a little bit more. I mean, you know, that 140, I mean, it's right at 146. So, you know, maybe we'll put on one more short up to the upside. We do have our out. And if we lose on this trade, well, actually, right now we're flat, even though we're holding this against ourselves because of the fact that we took some out, and that's fine. We talked about, you know, where we wanted it. Apple came right back down to the 50 period. We took some out right there. So now we'll average in one more short at 146. We have our outs at 146.25. So just imagine this right now. You know, you can short right here, and you give yourself 25 cents of room to the upside. Not bad, right? So if you can do that right now, that's not horrible because you can easily get 25 cents by blinking your eyes if this market goes back to the downside, right? So watch out for that right now. Facebook, I mean, AMD, I'm glad we didn't get out of that one. That's still new day highs right now, $3 in the money. But what is weaker right here is Facebook. Facebook has sort of switched its game up, starting to come back down right now, FB. So watch out for that trade. I do want to get out of this if it breaks 195.80 right there. So that's a level to get out of. Obviously, we had missed the very top on this name, but it seems like it's getting a little weak there. And what's getting strong is Apple, as Apple is now staying above 146 for a bit. We have our target. Looks like we'll take that 25-cent hit or so. Well, for me, it'll be 45 cents because we're short at 81. So here goes Apple right now to the upside. Just double checking to make sure we have that out, and we do. It's sitting there, a tick of 25, and we're out on Apple, guys. So watch out here. Looks like it wants to get back up to the upside.
Oh, I think that just happened. I don't have my case closed up, but I just got the fill in front of 69 on Coinbase. So we'll take the 2 and run as that continues to run out of steam. If it gets above 70, there might be a re-entry, but I just got back into Veru. Like you'll see, it put another breakout through that high, that 1350 area. So another wick top. I put basically the same trade on here. We'll see if it'll hold up a second time. So that's 1, now 2 tests on Veru. Affirm is now trying to gauge. Oh, forget about trying. So Affirm is now starting to break down that 22 level. So yeah, I guess that's the one. Like that should have definitely been the one. I can admit that. There were 4 shorts I looked at. The 2 I didn't take were GameStop and Affirm, and certainly Veru 1 for 1, but the second time through might not work. And Unity is still trying to go. So Tony will be happy about that one. It's still barcoding. Not really barcoding. It's still holding that 40 level and failing to get back into that 39. I got the short off of the middle, and you're not really seeing anything in either direction there. If you remember Alibaba, we're watching that one into the 39, sorry, the 89 price range. It's still churning to the upside on Baba as the market's heading higher, and it's getting real close to that level we're talking about here, this 88 to 89 channel on the 15-minute chart. I think once it gets there, decent chance it has a little bit of a turnaround, guys. And you guys called it. I'm absolutely like, I'll shut you guys all out all day for that 24 on Affirm. Looking at 4 different stocks. I picked those 2. Affirm and GameStop should have been the calls there. And GameStop, like GameStop was my best short today, so I probably should have gone back to that well first. Like if you had a good read on something, that's the one you should jump to when you have to pick and choose.
Yeah, Affirm, yeah. I mean, and again,
wow,
yeah,
look
Neil's
at that
already
short
said
at
it right,
24.
but definitely right about that. Just like I missed the long there at 22 up to 24, it's the same way. The short, 24 back in, right? So be very, very careful with all of that. Looks like we're going to get out of our Apple trade, which is completely fine to be. It's not fine. We don't want to lose on any trade. This is going to suck when we do lose this. But I just talked about Facebook being weak, and then it popped up like crazy. So we only have 10% of these trades left. Wow. Facebook went all the way back there. Okay. I was looking. I was like, why is this Apple trade not more devastating here? But it's because this just retraced back up about $1 and change. So we're still 10% in to all of these, right? So AMD 3, we just got out of Apple's. It took that 146. That's fine. So there it is, AMD right there. A nice move upside. Still 360 in the money on this one. Still 250 in the money on Facebook. And 36. Someone said, oh, AMC's about to go against me. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to go against me or not, but we're long at 1170, so ask yourself that question. If it goes against me, I'm going to be out. I'm only holding 10%. AMC could fall basically to $10. I don't know, whatever the math is. That might not be correct, but and we'd still be up on this stock. So right now, AMC, nice trade there. I still am waiting for Apple short. The only thing is that if this market's going to keep doing what we talked about earlier, then it might just be a long on that 146 break, right? If we zoom this back, I mean, we've already been up to 155 and cratered all the way down. I was using this 146 as an area of concern. Now, if you want to short something, I think you got to wait to like 148.50 in order to get a good level. So, yeah, for me, I'm going to wait for this market to turn around. I mean, the NASDAQ was only up 1.5%, and we called the rip. So there it is right now, doubled since that level, 3.25%. We're at the highest spot we've been at all day, despite that Apple trade. So this is a good one for us. We'll probably take, wow, it's already 10:30?
Is it really?
What?
Oh, shoot.
Okay, what a great day this has been, guys. Apple up, Google up 2.8%. My XLE's up 3% today. Disney's up 107. Man.
I bet you Boeing's up.
And what about, I bet you Boeing's up, and I bet you PayPal's up. How does that taste, Mr. Kramer? And then
it wasn't even about that, but I almost did buy Boeing. I was thinking about it, but I was like, that's not a reason
I'm already in Boeing.
I know I am too, but it's from a long time ago. I meant like recently buying.
Neil, it's only up 5%.
Is it 5?
Yeah, that's it, right? On a name that, hey, we're done with Boeing. And I like Jim Cramer. I mean, I've followed him and I've watched him, and I think he's a super smart dude.
I was watching him since Kudlow and Kramer.
But he also cashed all of his
show.
clients out. He doesn't have clients, but the suggestions out yesterday at PayPal. You could find, did he say a price on that,
it's
Brendan?
a triple top on Boeing.
Yesterday, because when Brendan brought us that story, it was at $72. PayPal now 78. So this is why, remember I said, like, if anything, it's dollar cost averaging time on PayPal, not dump absolutely everything at the very bottom. So I don't know, and I don't know enough about the story to be sitting here and trash talking. I mean, Jim Cramer's made infinitely more money than me in the stock market. So we'll just wait. I don't know. I mean, I'm going to say that, but obviously not day trading. But here we go.
At his hedge fund, he could have retired.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not, you know, when you're managing hedge funds, that's a little different than what we're doing, putting ourselves on the line every single day. And the best part about what we do here, guys, is I've showed you my trading all week, every single day. You can go find it. The sticky notes are still posted. All of these things are posted up there. I'm going to be 4-1 this week. You know, that's not a bad ratio. So let's keep going. And, you know, all the up days are, I mean, you've seen it. So, you know, we're going to stop touting some of that. Sometimes you have to sort of sit back and just enjoy the ride. But yeah, this is a very emotional business. And, you know, you could take your emotions out of it. But hey, when you're sitting here having a great time, trying to entertain as well, I think we do a great job doing all of that. Trading, entertaining, educating. So thank you. Hit the like, hit the support button, or the subscribe button. I don't know if we had a run there to 300,000, but it was pretty close. Thanks for the love there on the Twitter machine for that post yesterday that we made. Neil and I were talking about that 300K there yesterday. And oh, oops, that's not the right one. Right here. Here it is right here on Twitter. Go find it. There it is. We're talking about that yesterday. There's the plaque. And yeah, we're really celebrating our achievements here at Trader TV Live, sponsored by Day Trade the World. Really super proud of what we've been able to accomplish and what we've been able to do without you guys. So thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much. And market's actually taking out the highs. We're back to the highs on NEO. It was actually the moment that Microsoft took out the top, right? So I took short on Microsoft in front of that 261. Got the 260.50 area short and got out of it instantly, and then got right back into more shares of NEO on the dip buy, thinking market's about to go. It cannot take out the high yet on NEO, so you do have a strong looking wedge forming, so I want to hold on to the long. But you got to notice the fact it can't go, and it's probably because Tesla can't take out those highs either. GameStop is back to 104, so it's back into play for me. Brendan?
The official number, guys, we are under 2,000 to go, to 300,000. There you go, 29819. Hey, who is that? 191 now. Thank you for that. Hit subscribe, guys. Let's get going right through to 300,000 plus. Why not? Let's take a second here to check out what's happening over in Europe with 1 hour left in the session over there. Heading into the weekend, Miss V, what's up?
Hey, Brandon, European markets are back to the positive territory. Deutsche Telekom is up around 2% after raising its annual earnings forecast. Back to you.
Yeah, a bit of a, I mean, we are obviously higher on the day, but it's been a kind of slow grind to the upside, guys. Good to see you for once.
Oh, it's a slow grind to the upside, but some are going faster than others. Like here's Veru trying to take out that top. It worked the first time. The second time it might not. Again, it just goes to 1350. Breaks it and comes right back in. Like if it does it 3 times, usually I say it's about to go through. My stop's in, so it's going to automatically come out if it goes. But I was asked if why I didn't go long. Were there levels I liked? I actually really did like 10s. I mean, a lot. When it started coming in at 9:30, I kind of did really like 10s. You can sort of see why, but obviously that's come and gone here. And it's you go pie in the sky for some of these levels and you never end up getting them. That's just how the market treats you. Did it just do another wick top? So I was about to tell you, like I legitimately thought it was about to stop out there because it came a third time to that high, but it hasn't done it yet, so it looks like it's trying to roll over, but it's failed before. We'll see what happens, and by failed, I mean the shorts failed before, so we'll see what happens. I did get some unity out there as it's finally starting to work back to the downside. This has taken a while, but again, I guess if you bet short against a Tony call, you really have to wait it out because this sucks.
Tony call.
It's still showing a lot of strength, man. And
that's great.
It's a 40 level reject 1, 2, 3 times. So we'll see if it actually gets down into VWAP here. And we called up Boeing just now. Not just a triple top, which is still trying to break out. That's how strong this is. Look at it try to go. This looks almost like what I saw on Microsoft, which is trying to make a bit of a breakout here. Now, I'm not buying any highs in this market. I'm also not going to short it. It's a setup where I'd be shorting this back through 129. But Boeing got enough strength that I'm going to stay away from that one. I feel like that's like a bridge too far for me to take. A firm is still trying to go. 22 is holding on for now, but if that goes, could be in trouble.
Right here, yeah. I was just talking to the guys behind us. I shorted Apple again. So let's go like that. We're now short Apple 146.25 against that 146.50 level here on Apple. Look at Facebook, 198. Our longs were 192. Facebook rips City right now. We're $4 in the money on AMD. We are $4 in the money on Facebook. And we are 25 cents in the money on Apple. This market didn't want to go down there. I'm going to take another piece out of Apple right now. So there it is. Now we'll leave it. I'm just going to cancel some bids. I mean, I have a 145.50 in here, which is right where VWAP, or sorry, where the 50 period is. So if this can come back down, we'll take that. So now we're short Apple, long AMD, long Facebook. But wow, Facebook just touched 198. Like, this is nuts, man. That little wick top. We could just get out now. I mean, what about a break of 197.50? Like, it's so far up. The market is up 3.25%. Like, what a monster move here today for this market. I don't know, man. Look, it's getting close to Arun's 40.25. You're at 40.17 right now on the S&P. So I don't know, man. Apple working to the downside. These longs working. AMC working. Your boy's going to go 4 for 4 today. So hopefully this is a good sign for the Maple Leafs as we hit that graphic. 4 for 4 and still cruising. Let's go over to Brendo.
Halt. Finally, I was expecting a bunch of these today, but a halt. Ryder R in New York just halted to the upside. This is not a tiny stock. Apparently, Vora Capital Management disclosing a 10% stake in this company and actually offered to buy the entire thing for 86 per share. So it just halted at 77.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's not, like, it's got zero volume on it. That's not a ton, and it's only a 50 million float stock with a decent short interest. So that's always the first thing I look at. Is it liquid enough that you're going to be able to trade it? Because the truth of the matter is, and the reason why you should always do that is, and why Veru can work as a trade, when you put a stop out, like if you cannot confidently get out when a level like this breaks, you're going to get in a lot of trouble. Like, that's how you don't get destroyed. Like, if your slippage is suddenly too significant, that's a liquidity problem. And for a day trader, liquidity is kind of king, and the ability to be able to get out is very, very important. Am I longing it up here? Someone asked if I'm doing that. No, I don't really chase stocks. Once it goes far enough to the upside, I'm only looking in one direction. I'm looking for that short to come in because I don't have that long style trade. You can sit in your longs that you like because you're with the grain, but chasing it to the top, I've seen that play out too many times, and usually it's a good way to get burned. But, you know, to each do your own. We always talk about doing your own thing, and that's what it's all about here. Make sure you take your own trades and trade your own book. Beyond Meat, which was going, well, I mean, look at the move made yesterday, but which was going just now on a break of yesterday's high, has this nice little wick top that I got to zoom in on for you guys right through 30. I was on the offer to get it at 30, but once it consolidated lower, I've canceled that because if it pops up, I want to be able to judge what it looks like volume-wise going into that high before actually jumping in front of that freight train. Looks like it's starting to slow down. The other one, yeah, Super SPAC Man, you're right. I was just about to talk about Alibaba. Got to that 88 channel we were just talking about, tried to get to 89. Now you're seeing it slow down, try to stall around. That's the next one I'm looking for. Unity's already pulling back to 39, so it looks like that one is going to work. But BABA was the other one on the list that I was looking for. Obviously, GameStop never came to any of the highs that we wanted, so we're not going to get a second shot at GameStop yet. All
right, that's it. We're done. We'll hit the siren. You know what? Facebook just... It hung around a little too long at 198. I'd rather push and hold the long here for AMD. Just a little nervous about Facebook, but I mean, if you're looking at how we've traded this today so far, I mean, nerves has nothing to do with it. Today was just a big monster move. Average, like we like it so much, we averaged in here. You got to make plays, man. We're here to trade. So there it is, in there, and then in there on the reload, and then out. So today, I was really, although I'm never going to have as many shares as I want. That's some stupid reason. I have like a mental block. But, you know, it's just like, you hit these trades and, you know, you got to stay true to what you believe in. And even though I'm still thinking this market's long, we're starting to top out a little bit here. I mean, thinking it's long. Like, we're up 3.2% here in the NASDAQ. So yeah, big movement, really no pullbacks here. I mean, you've had stops and go, so that might be what's happening right now. But I'm just gonna say at 3% with, you know, the hours already gone. We talked about a big rally off the open, so typically we faded a little bit. And I'm not talking down anything. I mean, I'm still long AMD, I'm short Apple here, and I'm long AMC. So right now, all A's for me. So A plus trading, hopefully for you guys today as well, and A's on the account right now for Apple, AMC, and AMD. But there's the good out, like that's a good out, I think, on Facebook, right? Like, even if I'm mad at the out there at 90, I could just get it again 20 cents lower, 30 cents lower. So I'm not going to do that. I'm agreeing with Neil. I know Neil was talking about Veru there. Completely different when you're looking at Veru than big caps. But at the same time, I think the mentality is the same, where you don't want to short or go long like at these extremities right now. So just like going long on the Veru top, I think that's what you were saying. That's sometimes a little bit crazy and a recipe for disaster. And I just feel like right now, if you've missed this run up in the market, possibly let it settle down now. Hey, could continue to rip, man. I mean, I'm down for that. But, you know, let's just be a little humble with the market now. We've called the log, cash out. Some of you sent super chats that you cashed out like at 10 o'clock. Well, the market's even higher than that now. So, hey, take out half, take out something, put some money in your pocket, and make Friday yet again another good day. It's always a good day when I see her smiling over there. It's Ms. V.
Thank you, Sean. And hey, guys, thank you so much for all your super chat support, likes, and members messages. We appreciate you so much. And here we have super chat from Trending One. Ford analysis, please, bros. Guys, Ford was upgraded earlier today, so maybe we can take a look at that name.
Ford? Yeah. I mean,
I actually look at Ford and GM today. I missed a chance at a dip
I like
I think,
12.
on GM. I know they kind of both ran. That was one that I almost got into as well. Like, I actually was on the bid of GM for a stink bid, and it kind of came close enough, but no fill.
Ford stank bid, though. Like, that's why I'm a little bit upset right now. Could it go back down? Look, you don't come in today, and I'll say this over and over again, I don't think today's a day where you come in and start to buy up some of these bottoms. I mean, it's a monster move. Why I bring up Ford on the daily chart was because I was telling myself that, hey, Ford here at 1260 is where we wanted to buy it. Ford touched 12.13 yesterday. How do I know that? Because I was waiting at 12.10. But a nice move back up to the upside here for Ford. So that's, you know, big movement. Not too late to buy it. And maybe we missed the bottoms. I don't think so. Very, very tough to go in there and buy some names today. That's why I talk about dollar cost averaging. And Tesla, again, I haven't watched it today, but yeah, so it's still at the same level that I last bought it, 760. So I think this is a name that's kind of hovering around, but still up 6% today. If you get a pullback of 2 or 3% on Monday, these prices will infinitely be better. Trust me. This is a big blowout day. The market's ripping here. Congratulations, anybody that's long. I just don't think this is a great day to dollar cost average, but if your time frame is like greater than 3 weeks or something like that, then hey man, you're not going to kick yourself buying Tesla at 770 or 750 when you look back. But let's just wait to see where this market goes. You're never wrong, in my opinion, buying AMD. So hopefully you're able to get some there. But look at these longs on AMD, man. 88 long, and we're still in this name. Just wish we had held more.
So two things. One, Veru went to 15, went to 97.
15?
So failed, didn't break 15, actually only went to 97, shorted 84.80, took some out in front of 50. That trade's gone.
Bahad might retire, man. Stop saying
Might be no chance to be able to get back into it. If it takes out 15, we'll get to those levels in a quick second. But I wanted to show UVXY because you got to 40.20. Arun was saying 40.25 was resistance. You also came right back to the breakout support channel on UVXY. If you remember the ridiculous wipeout bottom it had, and then all the flushing this week was based on this 16 to 16.20 channel. So I left it in there because we talked about this for some trades that we were making going back into last week, and it's very, very significant, obviously. So we're now into that channel and bounced off of it. So exactly the way we used it in the other direction last week, this is why I think you have a chance to maybe pull back. I got into Alibaba because it was at the price that I liked, but if you cannot break the bottom end of this channel, you come in, you don't come out the downside, you bounce back up, that's the kind of signal that you could get for a reversal. So if a short trade sets up that's going to follow the market, which BABA does to me, that's why I just got into it. Veru trade is now done. So, it's one of those. I mean, you guys kind of know the idea. Like, it goes up to 15, it doesn't break 15, it fails, you short the next consolidation. That was the mid-80s, and then you get out of it at that 14.30. Pure scalp trade. It can come back up to 15 and break all at once. I'm in, I'm out, that trade's gone. Brendan's at the big screen. I see something in there, and I know what the big white red is. There's two other pockets in there that I'm curious about as to what is not holding up. We know about Twitter, but it's time for Sector Watch with Brendan.
Hey guys, yeah, it's quite the board so far today. Very green. That's Twitter. 8.7% to the downside. However, the entire communication sector is still very positive despite that move for Twitter. So Take-Two, Match, LYV, WBD, Warner Brothers, Paramount's here, Netflix is here, Facebook is here. All 3 to 5% to the upside. So Twitter doesn't matter is the story. These other ones that are red are in the healthcare group. So some of the pharmaceutical names, some of the healthcare equipment makers also back to the downside. I did also see in the consumer discretionary group that some of the food names were coming back a little bit. But otherwise, yeah, wow. It's been a long time since we've seen a board this strong. Energy stocks are very, very strong today. The tech group leading, though. Here's the consumer discretionary names. Yeah, these ones down here, there's a few back to basically break even on the day, but it doesn't matter because everything else is very, very strong. 2.15% kind of day for the S&P, guys. Back over to you.
It was just Twitter in particular. Like, if you love scalping, well, I mean, I should say more like tighter range spread trading scalping that'll never really move too much for you. That 40 level since the Elon tweet this morning saying he still wants to close the deal, or he's committed to it. That was the word he used. That was the level. And since then, it's been really, really good for a scalp trade. But if you come back over to Veru here, this time it did give the wick top, right? You actually see the wick top there. We'll do one of these. You actually got the wick top through 15. It's the same principle. Only difference is it actually traps some longs on the 15 break. And you can go long at the top. Like, if you took the long break, and I think Dom was saying this, you took the long break here at 13s, it worked for you. If you took the long break at 12, it worked for you. But once it passed a certain point, I'm generally going to be looking in the other direction. Now you're seeing the pullback off of 15 start to work out here. And once again, take profit out in front of 14.20. And it's not 420 or anything like that. It's really just about where the last consolidations were. And that's where liquidity jammed up there. So it'll look like exactly the same trade. This time I am holding some because it's a stronger move. When you fail break through a 15 as opposed to just stop in front of it, I'm expecting a little bit of a stronger move back, so could get some shares back into the 1350 range. That's why we're going to get up on the bid in front of 13. There it is, in front of 1350. Pretty binary at this point. Alibaba, we're just sort of showing you, in the UVXY, like, we kind of like that turn. Alibaba starting to turn. It just gave me a resistance level to play off of. That's why I picked this name in particular. Going to get some out in front of 87s and shoot VWAP for the rest. This is more also following the overall market move, which is peeling back at that 40-20 area on the ES. So a couple of things working here to the short side. One, a scalp trade on the futures. This one one a scalp trade on a big equity name off of the futures. The other, just a parabolic mover in Veru, and Unity also pulling back in here. It's getting to VWAP as well, so we can bring the register for that trade. NEO still pretty much at break even. That's the only long I have left. I'm not giving up on the long trade. It's just the last 10, 15 minutes, you've had shorts setting up.
See ya. And this is what I'm talking about. I feel like this is what I'm all about today. I'm in this crazy little haze. Look where we sold Facebook. I was here mentioning to you guys, I'm selling Facebook. 198. It's 196 right now. Facebook downside. Oh yeah, by the way, how does Apple look right now, right? We talked about that name. Again, traders behind me, new traders. What am I doing? Shorting Apple right here. 70 cents in the money on the Apple short right now. Yeah, so things are working out, man. This is just continues to be that kind of a day, that kind of a market for me as we come to the downside now. Apple taking out the 50 period, the market taking out the 50 period. And I mean, Apple doesn't even break that 146.50 like we were talking about to get nervous on. So there's a nice little move back down. The market is dipping here, so we probably should take a piece out of Apple if we can get that 175 bid. We'll do that right now on Apple because, again, it's a little bit of a fade here in the market. Can the market continue to go down? Of course. But do we want to hold some Apple? Yes, we do. But, hey, as a scalper, we stay true to who we are. And now we're going to get some more out here for 50 cents. If we can get it down there, it just touched 75 and bounced. So, again, let's see. Maybe that was the bottom, but there it is right there. It actually bounces off 65. So we should be able to get a bid here. Just like 10 cents more, Apple. You know you can do it. And if it doesn't, that's fine. You know, we're in this trade. We know why we're in this trade. So let's stay in this trade. All right, that's Apple. Just a quick one. AMC is coming back in. All good. We talked about only having 10%. It's actually less than that. But still, if we break back down below this area that we're in, we're gone. I'm not going to wait for 1150. I'm not going to average in. The market's come back down now. So, hey, let's let AMC fall around a little bit and see where we go from here. But other than that, man, I just told Trader Prad, and he goes, damn, Daniel, because we forgot about saying that. So what's up to Daniel there on YouTube? Apparently some YouTube thing there. I don't know. I think it's because he had new shoes or something. Where's Trader Prad? I got to find him there. Damn, Daniel. There's something on YouTube about that. I don't know. Trader Prad told me about that when he saw my trade. So
you know me, like I just have no
I don't
clue.
know either. I seen it one time when he sent it to me. It's like saying bing bong there. But look at AMD still, man. AMD still $4 in the money. We're going to hold on to this one, possibly reload this one at that 91.80 level. I'd rather see AMD back down here to 91.50 for a reload. But hey, what a missed opportunity that was on Apple. Apple just tanked down there on the market move, and we didn't take anything out. So we're still 30 cents in the money on Apple, but I would like to get that 75. I'll just bump it to 80, but that was a mistake there. We should have taken that out at 60 when we had the chance. So I'm going to try to make good on that and bid 80s now and take a piece out.
Yeah, always make sure you take a piece out in this market. As quickly as your profits can come in, they can be taken away from you. You've seen that whipsaw action. I got to go back to another level. I should have said this morning. I've said it every single day, $43 on Intel in either direction. Long in front of it, short on the other end of it. And today was the one day, literally this entire week, and I promised I would be at this level every single day. I didn't do it today. It did bounce off 43. If we get to see that price again, I'm going long in front on all day long on Intel. But that was a pretty big miss because I didn't miss this trade once all week. And then, of course, today on Fridays when I do, we never miss getting a chance to get to Miss V.
Hey guys, still more than 6,000 people are watching us right now. We need just 200 more likes to 2,000. So please like this video, support the community. And also guys, could you take a quick look at Rivian? Looks like Rivian found kind of support at 26.50. So what is your opinion on Rivian?
Oh.
What were you?
No, my level of frustration is like I went back and sort of checked the notes, and it was, you know, dip by if it ever got to 23.50, 26 break.
Oh, yeah.
And now it's like, okay, that's come and gone. Like the 26 level actually now needs to hold because you see it's up 10%. Like, don't get me wrong, like it's a pretty strong move. But now you're sort of seeing breakout through yesterday's top, bit of a fail wick, and then you could be putting a bit of a head and shoulders if 26 starts to barcode from here. And then if you break down, you're retesting some of those lows. So I guess the bids will still stay in there. I'm still going to like those longs if it gets there later on in the session. That I could change my mind depending on how rapidly the market could be moving down if it got there. But if you got the long from yesterday, let's say you were buying this area here, nothing about it's invalidated unless it gets below that 26. So you could still be looking to take that breakout or hold that breakout into the highs. So this market is certainly supporting you. Like, remember that little pullback we talked about in the futures there? That was 40.20 into 4,000. You know, that's all it really is. Like, it was just a short off the top, tight stop back into VWAP type of play, and it's the same thing for the market. And thank you guys for getting us to 2K.
Oh, really?
There on the likes. We just hit the 2,000 likes.
We don't even have that graphic anymore.
It did just pop up.
Oh, it did just pop up.
Dude, that's the only reason I knew, because the graphic came up there. That's all.
Yeah, good call on the graphic, guys. Right there, yeah. Look, this has just been, again, you know, I just want to caution everybody. It's been a monster move up here. Whether or not you want to get greedy and take some more longs at these levels is up to you, but the NASDAQ right now is near this 50-period moving average. That's definitely something that I look at when I'm trying to make the trades. You see what happens when we broke it. It went right up to the upside. I don't think we get back to negative or anything like that today. The 12,000 is that bottom on the NASDAQ. You're up to 12.3 right now with a high of 12,350. So, hey, man, we're rocking and rolling. I hate that I didn't take some Apple out there, but that's okay because, damn, Daniel, how about those white vans? That's what it was there. Over over 5 years old, people are telling me, Brad, on the chat, but we ain't no spring chickens. So I have no idea what's hot right now on YouTube that I could possibly say that's probably not over the top. So, but right now, it's been a monster day, man. Couldn't be happier. And guess what? 62 fills. Normally you hear me 200, 150, right? But why? Because A, we're holding on to a little bit more. We've done our damage early, and we're being very, very patient. We're 4-1 this week. The strategies are getting altered, man. I was with Baxter last night, came over. Actually, dude got his wisdom teeth pulled, so he's not here. So he came over. He was all
when you're young.
Yeah, exactly. He's not even that young anymore, but he did them. He's done, and he's saying no effect at all. He didn't even take pain medication, this kid. So drove him home yesterday. We talked about some strategies. I implemented them more today. We're 4-1 this week. Let's go over to the big board here with Brendan and see my favorite segment, because you got to deal with this at some point. It's money, and let's see how it's talking.
Hey guys, yeah, currency's moving higher once again so far today on a little bit of a dip on the US dollar. I put up a weekly chart here just to show you a bigger picture of how this move has transpired in the dollar index, so the strength of the US dollar overall. This goes back to the beginning of the year, essentially, down here at 89. Hey, there's a double bottom if you were watching yesterday. On the dollar index, we're at 105. This level, the last time we were up here, so we broke this earlier in the week, but the last time we were up here was 2012 for the US dollar. So a huge move, 2 decades and more for the DXY, but slightly lower, as I said today. So everything pretty much top to bottom here. Higher Japanese yen, coming off a little bit, if you remember yesterday, was stronger on higher volatility, but 0.8 to the downside. There was positive numbers here in this country today for the Canadian dollar, so almost a full percent at one point, back to the upside for the CAD. And cryptos having quite the day, 10%, about 8% at one point for Bitcoin, so a nice rebound right across the board, guys.
Yeah, it's a good rebound. I always use this Binance chart, and it's like, if I don't come in and actually actively refresh it, then it doesn't refresh on its own. So I'm not even noticing those moves sometimes. That's why I love that segment, because we usually get reminded of what's been happening overall. And it's like, I've been trading Coinbase there, but it was mostly off of those levels. But a good day for crypto. You got to be able to take it. If you guys are watching Veru, it's really trying. It's bounced off 14, gotten back to the 14.2, 14.3 a few times. I still have a piece of it here. I was just adjusting the stop. I still want to give it through the high, but I'm also thinking about, putting a bit of a trail. If we break 14 even, I will start trailing it, thinking about VWAP or just trailing it to 14.50. But it's got to actually get through this 14 and travel more than 3 or 4 cents, which it's been unable to do at this point. So Veru's still trying up at these highs. By the way, if it takes out 15, go to the daily chart. If it takes out 15, this is what you're sort of looking for. Like, it's got like a 17 top on it. And that's not too long ago. That was just 1 month ago, literally almost to the day 1 month ago. So if it can get through 15, it's still got some room. So you got to be wary here if you're still in the short, which I am.
Yeah, Microsoft alert, slap around on that one Apple. We got out of Apple there. And we're going to be negative on Apple today. So we're going to go 3 for 4 with a negative trade there on Apple. But just to show you guys, I wanted to talk about crypto there quickly. But Apple right there, again, we shorted it 146.30, and then we took it again at 40s, and then out there on the 50 break. So there it is, Apple's out. Unfortunately, we missed. That was really the miss down there when it just tanked like that. And we still got out of our Facebook at 198. So that's really not rallying back to new highs here. So I might be changing up the thinking here on Facebook today, as it's not starting to go back up. But look what is going up, man. AMD is still now 450 in the money on that one. Just to talk a little bit about some of these moves that we just indicated there. Ethereum 7%, Bitcoin in the last 24 hours 5%. What's really happened is these layer 2 and some of these other smart contracts. Solana 20%, Cardano 20%. Polkadot 31%. Where's my Avalanche? 20. I'm not in Avalanche. That's just another layer there. 22%. Everyone's favorite meme coin, Shiba Inu, 28%. Polygon trying to run the NFT business there, 24%. So as you can see, man, these sort of secondary coins move a hell of a lot more in both directions than the main, right? So if you're looking for a crypto collapse, you may want to pick some of these up as they start to go down, because you know the rebound is quite large on some of those names. So that's just a little review there on what's happening in crypto. The NASDAQ now just ripping off faces back to its days high. And yeah, you know what? Like, I don't really have too many trade ideas right now because we're just holding on to AMD with only 4 minutes left. Couldn't be happier. Obviously, we're going to end the day on that Apple short that didn't work out, but whatever. You know how much I gave back on my day? 5%. We give back 5% on that move. So, I mean, a great day. It's been a good one. Tesla, I assume, is still ripping up, but let's go over to Ms. V and make this day just a little bit more special.
Hey Sean, great day indeed, guys. Thank you so much for 2,100 likes. Thank you for all the support, super chats. You're the best and we love you, team. And please join Prad and me right after to continue trading. Happy National, not only Friday the 13th, but Apple Pie Day.
Yeah, well, okay, Apple Pie Day. I feel like that's a day that I should actually know a little bit better. I love all kinds of pie, but it's always got to be the one, the only pumpkin pie. Pumpkin pie, it's like, I know everyone calls it like a Thanksgiving thing or like the holidays. No mas, man. Like that, you can have that anytime and it's still the greatest. Although I'm a stickler about it. People like to eat it cold. I don't understand that. I think it's much better when you heat that bad boy up. But apple pie, I can go for that. My wife makes a good homemade one, but my mother-in-law absolutely crushes it. When she does an apple pie.
Yeah. I think I brought some apple pie in here that my wife made too.
I remember that.
It's crazy stuff.
I remember.
I think you it's nice to top it with some ice cream. Brendan, apple pie?
Oh, 100%. My favorite. For sure.
Favorite. There you go.
Oh,
That's the
wow.
favorite.
That's actually, there you go.
You know it's not
yeah.
bad. Key lime pie.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
definitely.
my
Especially in
goodness.
summertime.
There
yeah.
we go.
Oh, but no. If you're going to get key
Corona?
lime pie, drive down to Key West. And I actually forget the name of the spot, but you literally can't miss it. It's like with the only. Anyways, go down to Key West, grab a Corona like you said, and get that key lime pie. That's legit.
West,
it's so
yeah.
legit, man.
Yeah.
And it's a gorgeous drive to do as well if you've never done it.
Yeah, no. I'm just gonna go to Loblaws and pick one up because
Well, I mean-
that is 5 minutes from my house. But
can do
no,
that too.
yeah. If you're going for a trip, yeah, make. Hey, look. I mean, I don't know if you want to drive or walk or what, because the gas price is still a little high for that. But yeah, look. Pie, great. Thank you, Ms. V, for that update. We did a little bit of crypto there. What's everyone's favorite pie there in the chat here? Pecan pie, yeah. Good one.
TC shit,
Good one
you can't
there.
say that.
Yeah. Let's actually do not put your favorite kind of pie there.
You guys are
in the chat.
I knew it was going to happen because that's how it always goes.
Sometimes I say things on purpose and then act like I don't. So yeah, that's a good one there. All right. We talked about one thing before. I want to let you guys go because we have Trader Pratt and Ms. V getting ready to rock and roll one more time there. Pineapple pie. Yeah, that's not a thing, guys. All right. JP Morgan was a name that we wanted to look at.
No, that's
I
not
talked about that 120 level as a break. Looks like it was a resistance up there at 120. So, hey, if you're excited about a bank stock, maybe you want to look at JP Morgan. The banks are only up 1%. That makes sense today as the NASDAQ is rocking. I don't have much, man. Hopefully when you come back, you still see your boy in AMD, as that's been a nice long trade today. Facebook's starting to go again, but that's had some problems. So if you're looking for a short, if this market does collapse, consider Facebook around this 198 here if it does get up there. But hey, the man's going to give you some good trade ideas. I'm certain of it, and it's coming up very soon.
Oh,
Neil.
you guys got it. We're going to go wait a quick second. I want to make sure I got it right. You guys got it and told me the name. I haven't been in years. It is this one. It's Key Lime Pie Bakery. Anyways, I just wanted to make sure it was the place I was talking about, but I love pie. I don't care. And shout out the right place.
What a creative name for the business.
Well, I mean, you got to keep it real. You're not going to go too far off base with something like that. But this market is still trying. We're in the channel. I'm telling you, man, like this is a consolidation, both in the futures at a key level and you got UVXY at a key level, all at times. I keep saying key now because I'm going to not be able to get that out of my head. But we're at a key time of day when we get to throw you off to Trader Prad and Ms. V.
Let's go.
Welcome to that key time of the day. It's time for Market Movers with your favorite host, Trader Pratt, and the beautiful Miss V.
Thank you, Prad, and guys, happy Friday 13th. I hope luck is on your side today. And welcome. I hope you're having a great day again. Please be active on the chat, ask us anything, and smash that like button. How's your day going, Prad?
You know,